I
I
feel like
thought
that would have been Kiff.
I thought it was Kiff. Yeah, I'm like pretty sure that was Kiff, but I also can blame him because he's not here.
He was.
I
Oh, I timed out.
well,
He was here last time though, right? Like
he
when we actually played,
was.
and he consented to it being disposed of.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Oh
it's gone
yeah,
now.
it's gone. It's gone. It's very gone.
Yeah.
But it's I wouldn't want to recommend any gun jokes, but
But
Oh.
gone.
okay.
Da
So
da da da.
Caleb organized everything, and it seems like you're prepared to do some kind of adventure, right?
Yes.
Makes sense. Let's call it rain.
Call what prepared. Prepared is sure something.
You guys were talking among the crowd in the Hall of Gods over here, next to your hopefully one day functional airship,
Oh,
right?
shoot. We had a
The
plan
Dusseldorf,
for, like, the
thank you
next
very
thing to
much.
discuss.
We had a plan.
Well, we were like, let's pick up and discuss this next time. I feel like maybe.
So we had a
I
couple of
think
things
you're
that we needed
correct.
to do. We had, okay. Besides cleaning room, what was the last thing that happened? Did we talk to the person that was trapped in Gaunt, right? In Gant, or whatever it was. The adventurer lady.
To
dwarf?
Sasha, the dwarf.
Yeah.
I guess hermit.
Oh, Bethany.
Bethany.
Yeah.
We talked to her.
Zan.
And Zan, not Gan. Gan and Zan, very different.
No, I'm glad you brought that up, Rob. That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm going through numbers in my head of who we talked to.
So I'm looking in the roleplay chat. It looks like after we were arranging things, so Bethany told us how to get to Zan, where we can find Gaunt with the Gaunt milk.
Yeah. Well, she looked for it. She said she thought she saw it at some point, but she wasn't sure.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, either way, we were told, or I think before Thalia was there, but I assume at this point we all know that the suspected brew mother who keeps creating different strains of the Red Death or Plague or whatever is in Zan, and we have to go there to get the Gaunt milk to make the antidote, but also we should probably just kill her so she can't make more.
Probably.
We talked about that, and then we also, where we'd left off, we talked about potentially getting plane shift scrolls, commissioning an excavation of the valley. It's no longer the Valley of Gone. It's just the valley to the north. But we thought that
it's Fontavia.
Fontopia. Yeah.
Fontavia.
It was Font something. It
was Fontavia.
Sure. You got it, Fontavia.
Fantastic.
It's the kingdom. It's the kingdom of Fontavia. Thank you, and I am the king of the beavers.
It's a fantastic font of wonders, Fontavia. There you go. I came up with your catchphrase.
Yes.
Genius.
Thanks. Yeah, so we talked about an excavation to
dig out, see if we could find anything very specifically
source.
The boots. Yeah, the boots and the power source were the two things that we very desperately wanted.
Well,
oh yeah, and then we needed to talk to Mercy, and then also checking in on Caleb because apparently he has been freaking out over something.
By the way, petition to make Fontiev our treasurer, since he was talking about how he's been financing the group. I think you should handle the group funds and group purchasing that we need to do.
Here.
That sounds like an excellent.
Yeah.
The seconds that
and then you won't feel like you're forced.
Does not want this much responsibility.
Well, you have the money.
I feel like you're already doing it because you were already collecting the things to sell. So now we've just put a title for what you've already been doing.
Okay, I am the Grand Poobah.
Okay, you are the treasurer
of finances. You're the Grand Poobah of finances.
I am the Grand Poobah of selling shit and finances.
Perfect. You can be the Grand Poobah of finances.
Okay.
Or
right.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, so, right. So Charles put in the chat, so the scrolls are being sold for 700 gold each.
Yes, and she has 2. So I would be able to cast Plane Shift with a scroll because it's on the Warlock spell list, but I can't add it. I can't add it because I already have a 7th level Mystic Arcanum, and I can't.
So for clarity here,
can't change it.
for clarity
think
here,
so.
I'm pretty sure it's
Okay.
you only have to be able to cast spells to be able to use a scroll.
So
It has to be a
yes.
spell that you can cast, I think.
So I think as long as you're a spellcaster, you can cast it, but there's like a penalty or a roll if it's not on your spell list. Was
I think
my
you're right.
understanding.
That's a general idea, yeah.
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 It's harder for people who it's not their active, like, spell to be able to use.
It doesn't jive well with their magic necessarily.
Exactly. There you go.
Plane shift specifically, you can go back to your current home plane, but to get to one that's not your home, you need an attuned item in
Yeah.
addition to the scroll or
Yeah.
spell.
Are we planning to plane shift in to Zan or out of? Out of, correct?
I feel like
This
it's
is
a fail-safe to GTFO.
Yes, that's
Yeah, that's our
what,
that's
yeah.
our primary goal with it.
okay. That's what we thought.
So we could get one for now. Also, I mean, last time we went through a portal. Last time we went somewhere, it ended up that we were gone for a while. So maybe we ask them to excavate while we're gone, and then when we're while we're gone in Zan, and then when we come back, we go to former Valley of Gone, and maybe time will have passed and they will have found something, or maybe not.
Yes, we think that's a good idea. We think that having multiple people do multiple things will help us become prepared.
That sounds like a good idea. If that's the plan. What do you think, Rob?
Seems okay to me.
Were
What
we?
does Marvis think?
Marvis?
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. Would you be okay with us asking them to excavate Fontavia while we go and explore Zan?
That's cool.
The
Okay.
the who were they? They were not dwarves. Gnomes? I can't remember. It's
They
been a
were
couple
gnomes.
weeks.
They were gnomes. They were gnomes.
Okay, yeah. Then we are correct. The gnomes that we discussed with all of this last time we were here. Or last time we were together.
There's two gnome artificers, Curb and Jerk, who are studying the machine.
Bless you.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of them. They're with us, yeah.
Try to
They're
find a
with-
way to help it to fly.
Ah, where'd V go? He was with them.
And they claim to be part of the staff of the Shrine of Gaunt, the god of crafting.
Yes, Gond. Oh, V is
Geofen.
underneath of the sky ship. Oh dear. It's okay. V is there, if I'm not mistaken.
Crushed!
There you go. V is
Crushed
there
under the weight.
working on bubbles, if I'm not mistaken.
This city,
Bubbles 2.0,
Yes.
electric booba bubbles.
Yes.
and this is Bubbles 2.0, right?
Yes. We needed time to rebuild our companion. Well, our bubbles.
Okay. So, these two, you know that they're part of the Shrine of Gaunt. You know that they're interested in working on the airship and finding ways to power it. You know that there's one other gnome who is the little cleric of Gaunt at the shrine. You could ask them to do it. It seems like two little gnomes probably would need a lot of help to do a big excavation, but they could certainly try, I guess.
I'm sorry. We talked to someone else.
Yeah, we talked to a few
think.
dwarves at while we were doing Agatha, right?
I think
Agatha,
Fontiev and Thalia and those guys talked to.
Curiosities. There are certainly a lot of dwarves. There's Lady Katra who owns all the gem mines.
I think it was them specifically. We asked if they would be willing to help us dig out what is currently Fontavia.
Okay, she says sure. She says the only issue is that most of the tax money is going to defend from the constant attacks from the east. So they would either have to reduce the defense, which they don't want to do, or they would have to get extra money to fund this project. Of course, because mining is quite dangerous in such a muddy place, so they need money for health insurance and stuff like that too.
What would the cost be?
cost would probably be 1,500 for the project.
By any chance, would I mean, granted, Kiff's not here right now, but if a certain someone would want to text Matt and see if
Matt's
Kiff would
not
like
going to answer.
Oh,
He's
okay.
literally in the middle of. He turns his phone completely off. He will not be able to answer.
I was gonna say maybe we could invest some profits from meal on a stick.
I
That's the
honestly.
thing. The player right here, he can't use the player's thing.
We
Yeah, I
do
honestly
have-
don't know the amount of money that he has either.
I don't know that he has a lot because he's been reinvesting, but also we have 1,737 gold in the pump
In the pump.
that are party funds.
Yes.
That is good.
So
Okay, so we got that.
may be worth it.
Okay, I mean, if that's the case, then that's the case. I mean,
Cash, right?
What?
What?
So Fontiev is the decider for all the money, right?
It's the person
So
many
we consult,
pockets,
but he's the
He's the
he's the manager.
he's now treasurer.
grand treasurer.
He gave him a job. Title.
I am the poobah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have any issue with this. I think that 1,700 or 1,500 gold is a completely fair use of our party money, especially when we have plenty of potions as well as scrolls that we can trade and or swap or use
Oh, yeah,
as we see fit.
I mean, I think in addition to that, I mean, who's to say they don't find like a fucking gold mine?
Exactly.
doing it.
Exactly. They may come up with something even more valuable than what we are aware is down there.
Yeah, maybe they find diamonds and emeralds and gold and diamonds and emeralds and more gold.
Most likely,
And rubies.
most likely
Rubies are pretty.
we would hope that they would find at least the boots as well as the power source. If they can find both of those and they're in working order, we have made our 1,500 gold back plenty with resources.
Indeed, and it also will lay the foundation work for the capital city of Fontavia.
Look at that. You're investing in your own future.
Hey, we shall become the kings of commerce and things like that. Yes, indeed. Fontiev totally knows what he's doing.
Yeah, totally.
Fontiev totally thought this through.
So is Fontiev committing to this course of action? He's going to deposit the funds?
All in favor, say aye.
Yeah, that's fine. Just do we want to take that all from the group funds, or do we also want to pull in because we were looking at buying a plane shift scroll as well?
Well, that's the question
what was
right now.
the
'cause
price for the plane shift scroll?
700 per scroll.
I have two.
So we will have and
Well,
the
like
plane shift scroll,
200.
how many people does that plane shift?
It's everyone.
Yes, it's like, I think up to 10. I'll
Okay.
check.
Because if we do not need to get two, we do not need to get two. If there is an entrance to Zan that we can just go through,
It's up to 8 willing creatures.
8.
Um,
that is
and
enough.
I would agree. I think we only need one for now to get back.
Yeah. Specifically, if we're going to talk to Agatha, I want to ask her something.
You want to ask Agatha something?
Yes.
Okay, Agatha is a rather shady and old gnomish trader of strange items in a dingy and dark shop in a shady part of town.
Big mood, by the way. Continue.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a cloudy and rainy day. And her shop smells funny and moldy.
Okay, before we go in there, I want to do a couple, like, I want to, oh, wait, yeah, no, I have it. So, we're going to walk into there, and I'm just going to stroll up to Agatha's, I'm assuming her countertop, if this is a shop.
Agatha is sleeping on her countertop, and there's a small turtle that appears to be some kind of pet that she has on the countertop. She's asleep.
Nice.
Fontiev looks for any type of, like, lettuce or something they might she have lying around and feeds the turtle.
Okay, the turtle very slowly chomps.
Good boy. And then Fontiev is gonna just open up his flask of very expensive wine, and he's just gonna kind of use it as smelling salts for Agatha.
Agatha starts sneezing and coughing, and she coughs horribly.
Whoa, now.
Coughing blood onto the countertop.
Whoa, you okay?
She said, who are you?
Yes, I would like to introduce myself. Me and my compatriots and I are the Fontiev group, the Fontieves.
Just so you know, V is not with you currently. V has to
Oh.
work on. I have to take a what is considered a long rest to fix bubbles.
Okay, so let's rephrase
So,
this. Thalia and
yes.
Marvis are with me, I assume.
Oh.
They can choose rather than assume, right?
Sure.
I'm waiting for an answer. Thank you. Yes, so, and I explain who we are. So we've been away for a bit of a while, doing some investigative work to find some advantages in terms of helping us win the war and support the defense effort here. And it just so happens we may have found a cure to all the poisoning, and potentially even your own right now from the looks of it. We are in, like...
Heroes, it's an honor to have you here. She does kind of a coughing laugh and covers her mouth, but there's some blood up her sleeve.
Fontiev is going to produce a cup, and he's going to pour a little bit in the glass and kind of give it to her.
Water, you mean?
No, a little bit of the,
Hard alcohol. I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
It'll disinfect her insides.
That's how that
Chicken
works.
leg.
That's
Sorry, it's
exactly
not-
how that works.
And she cuts.
Yeah.
How can I help you? You've come here to shop, haven't you?
Yes, we are in quite the... Like, this is why I came here. We heard that you are in possession of some plane shifting scrolls.
Oh yes, she says. Many people were eager to sell. There was after the whole school disaster. It's still being rebuilt, and while it's being rebuilt, I seem to be in possession of some very useful things. Many of the students come by here.
I see. So, we were in pursuit of a scroll to aid us in a rather dangerous mission to get probably the only and probably last chance at the antidote to save everybody's
Like
lives.
wiggle her eyebrows excitedly when you say the word danger.
And I'm gonna wiggle my eyebrows back and I'll be like, if we fail this, pretty much you can assume everyone in the city is going to die, including yourself.
Oh, of course, she says. You're great heroes. I've heard all about it. You need many things. Well, take a look. Take a look.
Yes.
You want to be
So
great?
we were wondering if you would not mind discounting us a scroll of plane shift, because we may need it to transport everything that we've acquired to produce the cure in order to save everybody's lives.
I'd love to give it away. The times are difficult. I have many grandchildren, and they all need a good education. You see, and education it isn't cheap. You see, only the upper classes can afford to send their children to a wizarding school. I was lucky, but my family has fallen far from the heights that it once was. My children need such an education. Unfortunately, I cannot discount you much.
Well, I do hear your plight. One of the things is that if we don't get it, there's a very strong possibility that your children might fall to this plague as well. And I'm going to ask you to show your kindness and help us as much as you can.
She says the trouble is, plane shift is a rather particular spell. It can do many things. I'm sure you've heard of some people having fantasies of just saying fuck it all to the world and plane shifting to the Feywild, right?
Yes, I've once read a book of someone named Ineptus Dumicus who once constantly said, let's just go to the Feywild.
She says these scrolls are what one might describe as the last resort of people who wish to escape this world and hope for a better one.
Indeed. We're very well of that.
Yes.
So, how much of a discount are you willing to give us in order to help us, keep everyone from dying?
Okay, Fontiev can roll persuasion for that.
Okay.
Except for the adventurers and discounts.
Well, in this specific situation, we kind of have to haggle.
It's like we don't have enough money. Yes, it is.
It's incredible. I did
Who
delete
would've
the 1,500 out of the wiki, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hang on. Let's see. That's gonna be a 19 plus a something. Because of my super duper
Sure.
happy fun time.
Special boy armor.
Yeah, special boy armor. So that is a 27.
She says, 675 for each. She seems a very hard-nosed. She's got a rather long nose, too.
Better than 7 something. That's
well,
all
okay,
I'm gonna say.
Slightly bloody teeth in her sleeve.
Fontiev is going to Fontiev is going to eye her down.
And she's going to stroke the turtle gently.
500, and I can promise you one thing. In the north, I am building a new kingdom. Soon, eventually, there will be a capital city. And at the center, I could absolutely zone you your own perfect shop. Probably in a far better condition that this is right now.
She
eventually.
looks quite interested. Quite interested. She said, I've done some scrying, some divination on the valley to the north. So after hearing that you went up there and you disappeared, and then you came back. And the spirits have said some quite interesting things about that place.
Do tell.
And she cackles. So, would you? That's another service I could charge you for. But apparently you are hard for cash.
Indeed we are.
She says, well, so you promised me a free real estate? Is that what you're saying?
When we if we eventually manage to build the capital city of Fontavia, trademark.
Well, what status of the project? Has construction begun? Has the investment down?
we are investing into the excavation of the valley as it stands right now. As we acquire some more resources, we will probably look into starting to design out the kingdom and start building the city in order to have ourselves another stronghold in our fight against the Empire.
She says, and
These are future plans, mind you.
Rights to the sale of magical items and potions, and exclude that of the Wickerman Corporation. Is that correct?
Say that one more time. I lost you for a second, Charles.
Rights to sell magic items in this new town that you're going to create.
You want say that one more time.
I'm sorry. Okay. She wants to know if you'll give her exclusive rights for selling magic items in Fontavia.
Seems a bit aggressive. Is there a reason why?
She says, well, that would earn you quite a discount.
Fontiev is gonna reach into the pocket and he's gonna put his hand on the wand of sending, and he's just gonna send a message to Thalia and Marvis and asking what their opinion is.
Really quickly, does sending have to be verbal?
I don't think so.
I'm
No,
pretty sure.
It's
No,
just mental. You're
It
thinking
is-
of message.
I am thinking of message. You are right. Never mind. Goodbye. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure you weren't just like actively being like, so what do you guys think right in
no,
front of her?
that's why I'm specifically using the wand of sending, so this way I can kind of just do some
I haven't
nonverbal
used the wand at
communication.
all, so it doesn't matter to me. So continue. Sorry, my bad.
It's your city, but I'd be more concerned on the problems at hand than the problems in the future. But I don't usually think very far ahead.
Okay, and I'm gonna shoot this information also over to V as well, just to get her opinion. I get
There.
There.
its opinion. I don't really know.
It's an appropriate thing to call V.
The Hive's opinion. Let's go with that.
Nice.
We think that it is not a devastating promise. You will still get your you'll still get your discount, but you may want to discuss with her about how she is going to decide on her prices. She may try to raise them inexplicably. AKA monopoly.
Yeah, no. So Agatha,
Just called it monopoly.
Yeah. Agatha, what's to prevent you from establishing a monopoly upon these magical items, similar to this Wickerman Foundation that you're referring to?
She says, well, it's only a day's hike from here. If someone doesn't like the price, they can simply go south back to Carthan. I assure you, my items are quite unique and exclusive.
Yeah, but what's also preventing you from creating a chokehold in the market where nobody can afford anything?
Well, then I wouldn't make money either. Because there's a reason I'm this old and my shop is so old. She says, tapping her forehead.
Yeah, V is just warning, like, it might be something to think about in the future. It doesn't really need to be something that you decide on this very moment, but, you know, it might be a good idea to, like, if we do allow her to have the exclusive rights in the city, tell other people to go just outside the city lines. Be like, well, you can't come in the city, but, like, here's the city line, and if you happen to set up shop literally right on the city line, I can't tell you no.
We'll call it a subsidy of Fontberg.
No, don't even call it that. Just be like, here's the exact line where the city ends. So, like, if you take one step back and build there, what am I to say? Not in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and we're only talking about the capital city. We're not talking about, like, sub-villages.
Exactly. Okay. That's enough for me.
All right, Agatha. You've intrigued me.
And she folds her hands together.
You've intrigued me.
She says,
sorry, I got Kevin'd.
okay. She says, well, if that sounds reasonable, I can discount you down to 500 per scroll.
Indeed. So 500 per scroll. How much in terms of funds do we have between everybody for that?
I have exactly 100.
I
am
have
also 100 miles away. Not really, but
I have 400 gold on my person total.
Okay.
Then there's like 200 in the palm.
yes, there's 200 in the palm too.
Marvis, how much do you have?
Nothing.
You have 0? Okay.
All of $0. Yeah,
Like,
you don't
he's
really
shelled
keep
in
money.
money beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
can
always
Just
give.
like put
If
it
you have
directly in the
little
palm.
items you're not using, I can certainly take a look and perhaps trade them in.
How much do we still have in terms of shit?
We have a decent
Oh,
amount
Grand
of stuff.
Treasure, don't you have thousands of gold?
I know, but I'm also just trying to see if there's anything we can offload while we're here.
I would rather keep all of our stuff. It's all pretty darn good, and I would rather just pay for it up front, but that's just me.
Okay,
You can always
so
sell the stuff later.
Because I have a feeling we're going to be having to use a bunch of it in Zan. Because she's
Okay.
dangerous. Yeah, when we come back from Zan, I wouldn't mind selling some things.
okay, so are we okay with buying 1, or we want to buy the 2 for discounted down to 1, down to 500 each?
I'd say 1. 1 is fine.
All right, so let's go with 1, and we'll split the cost on that.
How are we splitting it? I can put in 250.
I can put in 250 as well, and then
That's
We-
that
That's the whole
covers
thing.
one. Yeah.
whatever Kiff and
No,
V
that's
end up
that
paying.
No,
covers-
250
covers
plus
it.
250 is 500.
No, I know, in terms of having everybody chip in later.
But you can
Oh,
tell them
we'll just-
later, but yeah.
I think it's fine. Like also because Kiff and V aren't there, so just like whoever's there can pay, and whenever we have the next party thing to buy, we can.
Yeah, we can
Split
figure
it
it out
then.
from there. Yeah. I mean, I'm okay with that. You also have pomp money, but I don't know if you want to keep it.
Yeah, we're fine for right now, so we'll split for that 1 scroll.
Okay.
I guess let's
I
do-
almost added instead of deleted.
Aha, growing richer every day with this one trick.
Money.
What sort of business do you expect to be the main, how shall you say, resource of Fontavia?
Fontiev is gonna sit here and think for a second. I'm actually not really sure.
He just seems stuffed.
Yeah, Fontiev is like, beaver export. No.
It may
Probably
not-
goods and services to trade, like, throughout the land. It's kind of a trading hub of sorts.
I see, she said. I've heard there's a city of rather civilized Orcish people to the northwest that you might trade with there.
Indeed. We could be the core traveling city between various lands that are around in order to establish greater trade.
She nodded. And also, I've spoken with some rather magical beings, and they said that there are some incredible magical items buried in that area. So perhaps we
Oh.
could pull those too.
Yeah, I mean, there are some stuff that we find useful for our cause. That is to be seen yet.
Okay.
Okay, so we have that one teleportation scroll.
What's
plain text
this?
scroll.
Hey, what's this
What?
thing?
What
There's
is what
a
thing?
big book.
She cackles. She said, "That is not cheap."
What is it?
She says, "One of my grandchildren found that while exploring. It was to the northeast. Um, they said it was. They said that it's a spell book that once belonged to a fire giant. It is quite sealed. I'm not sure how to open it."
Okay, so another quick question. Agatha, but out of curiosity, what are your grandchildren's names that seem to be finding these type of things?
She takes a deep breath and she starts counting on her fingers. Okay, you ready?
Oh,
Oh, dear.
boy. You sure did ask a question.
Mike, there's Nathan. There's Jenny. There's Ophelia. There's Yanni. There's Sven. There's Herb. There's Herb. There's Uthar. There's Oscar. There's Tina. There's Tony. There's Rachel.
At this point,
And-
Talia's eyes have glazed over and she's like, I'll just be outside. And we'll go
And-
outside and start just like cartwheeling or something,
Yeah.
you know, to stay awake.
Cartwheel.
Yeah.
Fontiev is just gonna look at her. She's like, "Okay, fist bump for just being incredibly, incredibly impressed, and quite frankly, good for you."
She cackles. She says, "You don't get to be a wizard unless you're good at memorizing."
Well, I meant the fact that you have so many grandchildren.
So, it's my daughters are quite impressive.
Honestly, I'm kind of proud. That's a lot of grandchildren. Good for you.
Well, you interrupted me, so I couldn't tell that you all.
Okay, continue.
Fontiev patiently listens to every single grandchild's name.
I mean, I make
How
people sit through
sweet.
my long ass last name.
No,
so.
I'm just saying that's like the nicest thing.
Agatha looks kind of jealously at Fontiev's broom, and she says, "That broom could fetch quite a price.
No,
I wouldn't want you to have it
no,
fired during the adventure."
no. Broomy stays where he is.
He says, "May I see it? Maybe I try it out."
Broomy stays right where he is right now. Nope. He is my best friend, and I will never let him out of my sight.
As you wish, she says. "And are you selling the golem too?" She's pointing at Marvis.
He is a sentient being. I don't think he would appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
I power on after powering off from that long list of names being called. Like, what? I'm not for sale. The hell is wrong with you?
So forgive me. I enjoy my pets, she says, stroking.
I
the
am not a
troll's-
pet.
Yes, of course, naturally.
Agatha, out of curiosity, with your grandchildren, who would you say would be the best person to talk to who is, probably your top explorer that seems to be quite good at recon?
Exploring, she says. Probably Nathan.
Do you have any idea where we might find him?
Nathan is a sort of He's rather a wayward grandson. He became sort of a wilderness guide of sorts. He always likes to go out and look for things. He doesn't seem to ever find anything, but he likes to look. And he leads tours going out to the west and the northwest. You can find him by the west gate, near the farmer's market.
Indeed. Okay. Building our pantheon of helpful people in the city right now.
Just a reminder, she just said he really does do a good job at looking for things, but he never finds anything.
Yes, but at the same time.
He gets an A for
He sure
effort
can
and
look
nothing
for
else.
stuff. He's the best looker, not the best finder. Sorry, I just love how you said that. 10 out of 10 looker, 0 out of 10 finder.
Well, not everybody's good at being as good as adventuring as you guys.
That is true. Looking is very different than finding. We sure find a lot of things. We also find a lot of trouble.
You also blow things up pretty well, too.
Exactly. We find a lot of trouble.
I guess this is anything else I can help you with? I'm ready for my afternoon nap, she says.
That's okay. Out of curiosity, how good at you are contacting people in an emergency?
She squints at you. When you say people, do you mean... She gestures people to the door. People in town, or beings of phenomenal cosmic power?
Say all the above.
She says, I know a few divination tricks. I have a few friends in high and faraway places.
Indeed.
But they may have a bit of a price to them. When winks at fun.
I see. Can you... Well, I mean, we can always just check anything on a setting. I'm just thinking about, like, if we want to have someone kind of keep us clued in on what's happening in town.
She says, if you need communication across planes, that will require special spells. She pulls a scroll out of the wall and it says, contact other plane. She says, an ordinary sending won't get you through the barriers between planes, but this one. She says, of course I have crystal balls and ponderous orbs, but those are rather out of your price range.
Do you ponder your orbs?
She says, I ponder many things.
Sorry, I had to ask. Keep going.
Like, you know, I had a friend much like you once. Her name was Maggie. You two would get along very swimmingly.
Just really, I've heard much about Maggie. I'd like to meet her someday.
Perhaps I can arrange that.
I've heard this Thalia's rather an up-and-coming upstart.
Yes, she is. And Fontiev looks at the crazy person just doing
Cartwheels outside,
continuous
down
cartwheels.
the street, and then back.
In the
Hey,
rain.
you just see her
Yep.
cartwheeling back and forth in front of the door frame.
Yep. And then after there's enough mud on my hands, I just in there while levitating.
Yeah, and Fontiev looks back at Agtha. Yes, I'm up and coming indeed.
She is full of energy, says Agatha. I was like that once at her age.
I mean, well, it works for us. But thank you for these scrolls. I will keep your grandchildren in mind. Before I leave, is there anyone in particular you would say might be helpful to us?
Helpful to you? Well, I would think Mercy did the angel, right? Isn't she the best?
I'm talking about the grandchildren, for context, Charles.
You're talking about what?
I'm talking about any of her grandchildren that might be helpful to us in the immediate, time right now.
Jeez, well, most of them are some sort of trader or artisan of some sort. And you're trying to go to wherever those forces of the Empire come from. Maybe Rachel. Rachel does some smuggling. You won't tell, of course. She does some smuggling runs back to the capital. She might get in there if that's what you get messages.
Interesting. Exactly what kind of, if I were to say, and I'm not saying I would, But if I were to ask her to give us a little bit of information about what's going on topside inside of the capital, would she be able to procure that information? Perhaps military orders?
I certainly would think so. She charges for her service, of course. All gnomes do.
Okay, good to know. Also, just for reference, are Curb and Gerb are the two gnomes I met earlier, or are they different?
Curb and Gerb are the two that are with V currently.
Oh, they're her grandsons. Okay.
Oh shit! Awesome.
Yeah, that's what that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
Okay. So, oh, Curb and Jeb. Like, I just realized that that those are like Fontiev's like new best friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, like by the way, I've met your grandsons, Curb and Jeb. They're a fantastic duo. They're currently my best friends.
She cackles and says they're such sweet boys.
Yes, they are. They're doing a lot for the city. They're very intelligent. I like them a lot.
She says, I don't know if I believe in all that gaunt nonsense. I think magic will always be superior to crafting anything, but it's admirable of them for trying.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they can combine the two to be one and the same.
Who knows? She says they're really getting rather tired. An old gnome like me deserves a bit of rest.
Okay, thank you very much.
Any trade, let me know, but I really should be getting to my nap.
All right. Good night.
See you later. The shop will open up again at 6.
Okay, thank you very much. And Fontiev leaves.
Okay.
Okay, so we got our shit. Now, for the record, so V is basically screwed right now for like anything, right?
I don't know what you mean by that. V
In
is
terms of doing anything besides
He's busy.
V is
standing in place.
Well, V is not only trying to help Gerb and Herb. They had the Wand of Understanding, and they were understanding some things, some building mechanics that you gave them, or building schematics that you gave them. So V is not only watching over that. They are also working on both the dagger that they took from Marvis, because I can re-enchant it to make it another Featherfall dagger, or the same Featherfall dagger technically. I am also working on, V's also working on bubbles, which is pretty darn important.
Indeed.
Yep, they're working on bubbles and overseeing the reading.
Okay. So, all right. We're going to go and. Okay, so we got the scroll that we needed.
You want to talk to Mercy?
Yeah, so we need to do
talk
that.
To Mercy so we can do something.
We can talk to Mercy. Did we do the excavation commission already?
Yes, you have paid Lady Captain for the excavation commission, and she says she will assign a mining team at once to go and begin collecting supplies for the expedition.
Yeah, I would have also asked her to start kind of putting in at least creating foundation work in terms of trying to build a capital city, or at least like kind of laying out like the quote unquote constructionary foundation for what the land would need to be if they were leveling shit.
She says she's heard it's money, but they'll get right on that.
Yeah.
She says she's proud to do business with such a noble hero as Fontiev.
Yes, indeed. We shall build the new capital city. It'll be amazing.
And Lady Cruncher would ask, she would say, now, is there any sort of risk or danger, perhaps monsters or anything like that, in that area that you know of? We've heard of the beavers, of course, but beavers should be no trouble.
Yes, the mighty beavers of Fontavia, the guardians. There isn't necessarily anything.
Is there a voice in a cave we heard about?
Yeah, there's a voice in a cave that we heard about, so be careful of that.
Probably just some old ghost or something. We'll just dispel it with a cleric or two. Shouldn't be an issue.
Still, take precautions, just in case it is real and/or a demon trying to kill everything.
Certainly.
I'm just saying, be careful, my friend. You never know what this world has to offer and or smite you with.
Of course.
Bad things everywhere.
Yes, always assume the worst. Remember, kids. Oh, be like Fontiev. Assume the worst. Yeah. So, I think that's about it. They're going to do that. They're going to put in the foundation work. They're going to search for the shit for us. We've warned them about the cave. Do we know if there are still Thunderbirds up there?
Not sure if you saw them.
remember.
We
You-
did see the Thunderbird as because we caught the feathers in the air and it squawked and was
yes.
like, "Ah, who are you?"
This is post time shift, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that you based on what your experience, you wouldn't think that they're just maniacal murderers. They probably carry off a sheep now and then, but they're not necessarily.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think of everything that might have been in the area that we need to warn them about.
They're not a danger, but they're something to be aware of, basically, right?
They're there.
Yes, they are. They sure are there.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah, and just as long as they know about the weird cave with the talky voice that says revenge or something like that.
Yeah, not a good place for them.
Lady Carter says, "I'm sure that's just some lonely old elf ghost. You know how they always haunt things forever and 30
Hey.
I mean, we may or may not have thrown a giant device at a demon in a different timeline / dimension.
Oh no, she says, I've read there was once a bit of an elf town, either on the mountain nearby or down there. I don't remember which, but so it's probably just some old elf thing. It's really, I don't think it's an issue.
Okay, just be careful, okay?
Okay.
And if
Of
you
course,
notice,
pay for
if
an
you
armed contingent to go with us, that would be probably expensive. Cost another 500.
okay. I'm just telling you, like, do you have any ways of like communicating directly with Mercy should something go awry?
Oh, Mercy has been quite busy trying to keep everyone from dying of this plague as it continues to spread.
Okay, do you have any way to contact any of the other, like, quote-unquote, general people that we have, like Varro, or... I want to say her name was Katya?
She says, I think Bethany, I'll ask Bethany to come with us. I know Bethany knows the spell Animal Messenger stuff. She
Okay.
can help.
Okay, that might be best. Just trying to keep you safe. I don't want you to die.
Very much appreciated. She said, I won't be there going there myself, just some of my workers.
Yeah, I just don't want anyone to die. I'm concerned for safety. Fontiev is a good king.
Very
Hi.
good.
By the way, I'm gonna put the scroll of
You
play.
just upgraded yourself to king?
Well, Fontiev is like the king of Fontavia. He's the king of the beavers.
Okay.
She smiles at you she when you say king, and she says, I see that your noble and high-born spirit is coming back to you, just as your father was. You will be a good lord, you can say. She pats you on the shoulder. She's lean up to reach a page.
Thanks, but like hopefully this time around it doesn't turn into a hellscape capital city that worships a giant celestial demon person. You know.
That's just nerves, sir. She says, really, just your adventuring has given you some rather anxiety and trauma. I wouldn't worry about it. She says, practice meditation. Talk to that wonderful former demon. What's his name? Caleb.
We're gonna do that eventually.
Goddess of meditation. He'll teach you how to meditate and soothe your anxieties.
Okay. Yeah. Speaking of Caleb, we need to go talk to him as well.
Ooh,
I
that sounds fun.
Yeah, originally I was kind of hoping Sean was
Let's
going to be around
go.
here because was kind of Sean's wheelhouse because
Heading for the
Yeah.
demon.
okay, we're marching towards the
I
demon.
thought you were friends with him. With Caleb.
Oh,
I guess. I guess.
I
Also,
am,
yeah.
but it's Yllaxis that has the beef
Well-
and was kind of in the control of the situation for that.
Well. Oh well.
Then yeah.
I can put on my my Yllaxis accent and pretend to be her for a while, darling.
No.
If only you could change your face and be Fontiev pretending to be Yllaxis, but alas.
But what if I was Fontiev pretending to be Yllaxis, pretending to be Kiff, pretending to be Fontiev?
That is so much.
Would you like
Okay.
to do something? Yeah, go ahead.
Where's the demon?
Okay,
So-
just
He's
for
gonna
the
be
record, but yeah,
at the Shrine of Eldath.
yeah, okay.
What?
So we're gonna go there. But before we do that, does anybody else have any other errands they want to take care of while we're still in kind of the area?
Yeah,
Nope.
Fontiev at the
Nope.
spot.
I'm just building in the in our airship. Building and watching.
I want to talk to the demon.
Does Marvis need to do any type of like errands or shopping or checking out on anything?
Nope.
Okay, so we're gonna go talk to Caleb, I guess.
Okay. You see him looking rather. He's standing at the shrine and he's handing out like meditation pamphlets to the tourists. But
Wait, who let him out?
he looks rather
Wasn't he still in the dimensional shackles?
Yeah, he was. I'm confused now.
he can't plane shift and he can't teleport with the dimensional shackles.
Right, he just has the shackles on. I just couldn't remember. I'm keeping track of my items.
You shackled him.
Oh yeah, I know I did.
They were never taken off.
Okay, I know. I was just wondering what. I mean, the shackles don't necessarily they restrict his hands, but like they don't stop him from walking. They're shackles.
Serve as mundane manacles, so he certainly can't move his arms or legs very quickly or rapidly at all.
Right, he is able to move, but not with the quickness. But
Right.
I mean, the big thing is that he just is like trapped in this plane, and it's really hard to get out of him.
As soon as he sees Thalia and Fontiev, he waves you over. He says, "Please, I need to speak to you. Something terrible has happened."
Ooh, what terrible things have happened?
He says, I was teaching the mayor's daughter in a private meditation session that he paid 4 months ago, and she's married, but I think I charmed her accidentally, and she told me to do anything she wanted. I felt, oh no, I promised Yllaxis I would be good, and I almost lost control.
And did you?
That's it?
He says, I don't know how to control myself. I told her I cut off the session immediately. I said I had a bun in the oven, but he says if I am so incredibly attractive that I charm people without even trying, I don't know how I could ever be a truly good person. I want to break up someone's marriage accidentally.
So you didn't kill anyone?
He says I've never killed anyone.
No blood at all?
Well, this is not in the mortal world. How do I get control over this? I need some guidance.
You need to respect the free will of others and make it a point to not try to do that accidentally. I'm actually not really sure how charm works in this case. This is Rob, this person talking. I don't actually know.
Methinks he might be an incubus of some type.
Have we established what type of fiend he is?
Holly is decidedly less interested. She
But-
thought
yeah.
there would be bloodshed, but there wasn't.
Ugh, killing themselves. Out of curiosity, Charles, did we ever establish what kind of fiend he was?
No.
Okay. Fontiev was like, out of curiosity, Caleb, what kind of fiend?
He had very charming eyes, but that was
Hmm.
No, Grant, it's a long story.
What kind of fiend are you exactly, Caleb?
He looks around and he whispers, "His well, thank yous."
Ah.
Haha! I called it.
I was damned to the abyss because I couldn't stop. I committed some 12 adulteries.
Yeah, that might cause a few issues. Out of curiosity, exactly how does your charm work exactly? Is it like if you make eye contact with somebody and they see your eyes directly, or they see your face directly?
He says, "I'm not entirely sure."
Hmm.
it just takes over people, or maybe when I start to like someone, they just sort of throw themselves at my feet.
Wait, if it's his eyes, we could stab his eyes and pluck them out of his skull, and then he wouldn't hypnotize anyone into loving him. That would be good, right?
Fontiev is just gonna look at Talia. She's like, "What's wrong with you?"
So bored, Fontiev. I'm so bored.
I'm just like, there. Fontiev just takes out a pair of like random keys he's probably collected from some random dead person. Like, play with these.
No. No, I can keep myself entertained.
And she just immediately starts doing cartwheels.
No, I'll just sit in the corner with my drum and start
Start bopping.
playing. Yeah, just while like half-heartedly listening in case something interesting happens.
Okay. Given her Genasi background and elemental status, I guess, like, does she have any idea of like how charm would work in this case, or would anyone with I guess what would it be, arcane roll be able to tell us?
Yeah, sure.
You do
Sure.
have a friend who has a very high. No, actually not Arcana, but a pretty high intelligence.
You know who knows?
You probably have a better arcane.
Me?
Uh,
Haha. No.
Oh no, actually, I lied. Mine is much better. I lied completely.
okay. Fontiev is
Mine will be best.
just gonna send a quick message to V and ask, like, out of curiosity, with an incubus, like, how exactly does the charm work? Is it something like a visual component that we can just like put a mask on him or something like that to help him like with his problem?
Can I roll to see if I know how charm works? Or
Sure.
it-
You have something in your background or something that would help.
So, V has no idea what the fucking incubus is, but V probably would be able to understand the different variants of a charm spell. Like,
and V's also knows who Caleb is, so that helps.
yes, I do know who Caleb is, but when you say what, like, if you asked V what's an incubus, he'd be like, eh. So,
Okay.
but V knows how spells work, so I would like to be able to kind of tell Fontiev the different variants of a charm spell, like how could one fuel it, be
Okay.
it voice or eyes or whatever, if that's okay. I'm gonna give you it's 3, actually 8. I rolled the 3.
What was your plus?
5. I rolled a 3. I got 8.
Okay. Oh wow.
I'm not trained in Arcana.
What was your total roll? Could you tell them? Tell
8.
that one more time? 8.
8.
Okay.
Yes.
Figured that, it's usually with these type of magical creatures, it's probably related to the eyes. So, yeah.
Okay. Fontiev, it could potentially be related to the eyes, but we are not sure. We've never researched or had long engagements with an incubus, so we cannot say for sure. And then you hear a loud, like, banging noise in the background, like a repeated hammer sound.
And I'm just gonna ask specifically, like, when you say through the eyes, is it something that is if the other person like sees the eyes?
Well, you see, Fontiev. The banging continues, and you're just getting this horrible metallic ping sound every couple seconds. You see, when you cast Charm, there are many ways to interpret that charm, or, well, put it upon another. You could put it through the eyes being looking at someone, or just the way your eyes appear to them, or it could be the way your voice sounds, or the way you look or smell. There are many sensory factors, too.
Okay, to put this in a
Charming
short,
someone.
to put this into a short.
V
factor,
has
would,
no
like,
fucking
if
idea.
If Fontiev gives him a pair of mirrored sunglasses so people can't see his eyes, will that work?
I rolled an 8. I don't know.
That's the thing I'm trying
That's-
to figure out right now.
V is
V can't help
pontificating.
you.
V is
Yeah.
pontificating
And then the
banging
sending
away.
is cut off at
Yep.
25 words,
Yes.
and V doesn't realize that it is
Yes.
cut off and is still
Okay.
thinking.
He's just thinking
Va-
and banging
Yeah.
and just
Okay,
he's just vibing.
Fontiev is
He's just
going
vibing.
to just like. Okay, Fontiev is going to contact I don't know, either Katya or Maggie at this point. Ask them if they have like, if they're able to procure some kind of like magical goggles that blocks charm from coming out of eyes.
So you're asking the other NPCs?
Yeah, I'm just like trying to assuming it's coming out of his eyes. If we could have some way to just like block his eyes or like magically block them with like a pair of like goggles or something like that.
Are you
like,
saying
mundane.
anything out loud?
I'm mostly sending.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Mostly sending to just like our various like contacts right now. I'm genuinely trying to help the guy out, okay?
Is Talia gonna say something? Just checking.
No, I'm just walking around playing my drum and seeing how many people I can get interested in the performance because Fontiev's not talking out loud, so I have no idea what he's thinking. If he were to say something out loud, that might be different, but like, I don't know. So,
Oh boy.
I'm just
So
I mean,
playing the drum.
does
that she doesn't. Those aren't too common, but there was a kobold who works in a glass blowing shop owned by a dwarf named Torgal, and the kobold does use a sort of tinted goggles so that it doesn't hurt its eyes because kobolds have sensitive eyes. Kobold tint.
Interesting.
This is the same one who got the replacement windows.
Okay, we might go over there and see if we can find something of that nature, but like, I'm talking to Katya right now, right? Who am I talking to?
I'm assuming you're talking to. Oh, sorry. Did you want to talk to Katya the Drow or Katra the dwarf? They'd probably
Either?
Those
Okay,
names
they-
are
they-
very close.
Originally I was thinking about the drow because maybe they had some kind of mundane, incredibly mundane magical item that with specific purpose was to do that.
sensitive eyes. So, yeah, they would say that they were asking around and that they heard about the kobolds in this town use that, and they're starting to craft that for the dark elves to help their sensitive eyes as well.
Okay, and I would ask her like, would they be able to prevent somebody from casting a charm spell from, like, if it was coming out of their eyes?
She says, "Well, we resist charms. It should certainly help. It certainly helps with things like Bodex."
Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Fontiev is gonna make a note of that. Fontiev is like, where can I find this goggle maker?
She says, "Well, Katya says, we had one enchanter. What was his name? Or artificer, rather. One artificer has taken up residence in Carthan.
Where might we find this person?
In the artisan's quarter.
Ooh, okay.
Bring it down. And his name is,
Garfunkel?
no, actually. It's Parful. And among other projects, he is working on eye protection glasses. For those with sensitive vision.
Okay. Fontiev is gonna tell Caleb to sit tight for a bit. He has an idea, and then he's just gonna walk backwards, and he's just gonna grab Thalia by the collar and start dragging her.
Can I roll a performance check to see how my drum playing was?
Yes.
Okay, thanks. Okay. Heh. Oh, 14.
There's not a big crowd, but like a crowd of 5 assembles around you, and some people throw a few coins at you.
Ooh. Oh,
And
how many coins?
And someone says, "What god do you represent?" That's some fun drumming. One guy is like way too overly enthusiastic.
I think
get
just
seven.
as my eyes start to light up and I'm
Number
about to
one
start
fan.
making up some bullshit, Fontiev grabs me and pulls me away.
Yeah.
But how much money did I make?
You got 7.
Thanks. Okay.
Well, good for us. Back to what we're doing. We're heading towards the goggle shop.
Okay. So I feel like what's his name? V should be almost done at this point.
Yay!
He's almost done. So by the time he gets to the artist's place, it's 5 p.m. It's still kind of drizzly, rainy. Farfel's there. He's using some wands and some using the spell molder to try to shape little scraps of metal into the right kind of goggles.
And Fontiev goes up to the counter and just goes like, "My good man."
He says, "Oh yes, customer, I suppose. Oh, you're not an elf."
No, I'm not, but Katya sent me your way.
Katya, yes. Yeah, well, she says, I'm trying to make equipment for the drow forces here on the surface.
Yes,
Oh, wait.
she had clued me into some goggles that you're making that might be useful for my group's future endeavors, along with a special little person that could probably use them.
Chill little person.
Special, little, big, depending on how you want to classify him. Either way, he's having issues keeping his charms to himself. If you catch my drift.
He squints and he says, I had a client once with a similar problem. He says, yes, I believe these should do the trick. Just 30 coins, he says. You can have the first model upgraded. This template should work for future construction.
So, was that 30 gold, you said?
Yep, 30 gold.
I'm gonna pull from the party funds for right now. Does anyone happen to have that page open right now?
I mean, you can open it.
No, I'm just asking if anyone has it open before I start screwing with shit.
Not right now,
No,
but
no,
as
you mean
treasurer,
edited? No.
I say you should
Thank
go
you so much
it.
for the follow.
Okay, so where is the edit button? There it is.
It's up at the top.
Yeah, no,
Wiki's
I'm
hard
struggling
sometimes.
Upper right-hand corner.
Trying to find, like, for the record, I feel like. So maybe we should put party funds at the top, just so it's easier to kind of edit.
Yeah, go for it. Throw it up there. Why not?
If I can
4K.
find it.
It should be the second one down or the third one down or something.
It's in the pump section because
the pomp section
because it's in the pump. Yeah. But if you want to put it under shared non-stored party items, that's
Yeah,
I
just
guess
so it's
fine,
easier
too.
to edit on when
Yeah.
we do need to edit it.
Yeah, you can move it.
Okay, so I'm gonna exit that. So, give me 1 second. I'm just updating shit. Pop that there. That was 30 gold, so 207 are left. So changes. Okay, so I have a pair of those on me. Now in addition to this, how well would you say you'd be able to create goggles that might be effective against, I don't know, Bodax? And anything vision related that might try to make us shit our pants, or give us mental damage, or shit our pants.
You know, stereotypical Bodak stuff.
Yeah, stereotypical Bodax stuff, yes.
You're quite famous in the whole realm by now. I'm sure an innocent little Bodak couldn't give you much trouble.
Fontiev is just like, humor me, I don't like Bodax.
He says, well, the problem is I've been commissioned by President Tanya to create lots of these classes for our soldiers to help with the whole fight against this evil empire. So I'm rather busy. I'm not sure how much time I could devote to it. But if you were to give me a monetary incentive, perhaps we could do this.
Take away from the war effort right now. I was just mostly curious.
He says it could certainly be done. It would be an interesting challenge. He said it would help to have a captive Bodak tested out. Or a basilisk, if you can secure one of those.
Fontiev laughs and goes,
Or if you happen to know any Medusas nearby, I could certainly test one. They
Marvis is an expert at killing Bodex. Or so I've heard.
I mean, out of curiosity,
Where is it?
that is the question, my friend. Where is the need one?
No. Like, remind me if I'm wrong here, but doesn't Marvis have like shrunken Bodak heads or something?
I thought he had shrunken heads, but not Bodak specifically.
Think the
Well-
boat was too big? I don't.
No, I was
There was
just
something
curious
on
because
that.
maybe that might be something.
Something
we could...
happened to the boat where I couldn't get its head. That's all I
Okay.
remember.
Did you accidentally smash its head into a pulp?
No,
And-
I just
okay.
cut
I
heads
mean-
off. I don't smash heads.
Well, don't you have a hammer? Or is that just me? No.
Yeah,
Do you have a hammer?
Yeah.
But he doesn't smash the heads. He keeps the heads.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know. You do you, Marvis.
isn't that what I've always been doing?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just being the peanut gallery because I'm not there yet.
Okay.
I'm there and I'm being the peanut gallery.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
for
I
now,
just have to be a
I
white
will.
or a.
I'm gonna
horse though
keep
with
these.
peanut gallery.
I'm gonna keep the goggles that they that I was given, and I'm gonna bring those over to Caleb at some point. Does anyone have any other
Do I
questions for
finally
this
get
guy?
to meet up
Yes.
with everyone?
Where is the closest tavern?
The closest tavern to the Hall of Gods.
Is that where we are? Please point me to the closest tavern, sir.
Okay. So that's the thing that's happening. Out of curiosity, is V here at this point?
I don't know. Am I done?
V's done at 5 p.m. At 5:30 p.m. V's done.
Wow, 5:30.
The
Are
closest tavern to to Farfel's shop is something called the Toolbox.
that's so cute. Are Curb and Gerb
That's
done
cute.
reading the schematics? Excuse me.
Yeah, they're. I mean, they said it's going to take them like at least they have to try out everything they really want to test and try because they don't have all the materials available. And they
They translated everything like I said they should by
Yeah, have
using
they-
the scroll
have they
and kind of copied it down.
translated. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna
Okay.
take the Wand of Understanding back.
Okay.
At this point, since they have everything translated.
Yep.
And I'm gonna leave them be to it. The only thing V is going to say before they leave is, just as a warning, Curb and Gerb, make sure this is able to fly when we get back. It
They
would be a
look little
shame.
nervous. We'll do our best. We'll pray hard about it. I'm not sure what we have, but we'll certainly do our best.
Well, more like it's in flying capabilities. We don't expect you to make it fly, but that its wings don't suddenly become feet.
Okay.
Fontiev would be
They look
quite
relieved.
disappointed. Sorry, what was that?
They look relieved, and they say we could certainly do that.
Yes, just make sure it is in flying shape when we get back. Able to lift off if we get a power source. Fontiev would be very disappointed if it could not fly.
I'm telling you, Herb, Gerb, Kiff, hamster wheel power.
It's not that fast. And then I will start kind of moseying towards the Hall of Gods. Will I see you guys with Caleb again, or?
Well, we're still at the shop right now. Let's just assume that, like, in the amount of times I've been saying things to you, I mentioned that we were going that way.
Okay.
I think I've gone to find a tavern by this point.
Does V have anything to ask of our artificer friend here, or do they want to go to Articon?
What?
I said they want to go to Articon and talk about stuff or something. I don't know.
No, currently we do not have anything to request.
Okay.
You do notice that Bubbles looks slightly more like Marvis. A little more Marvis shaped.
Ooh.
And
Does
I assume
Bubbles have a mustache?
Not yet. Bubbles has like the faintest little tiny goatee. That's what Bubbles has now.
Very
And-
pointed chin.
Yes, but just
you
a
just
little
hear-
different.
Bubbles is just mini me now.
Bubbles doesn't talk. Bubbles just kind of is. But
Well,
he's
neither
slightly more
does
Marvis
actual
shaped.
mini me.
That
He
is
just
true.
squeaks.
Bubbles is not necessarily. If you know Marvis and you're good friends with him, you'd be like, wait a second, But if you don't know Marvis, you'd be like, that's sure is a construct. So, yeah.
Marvis, your son is beautiful.
Don't talk to my son, me or my son ever again. No, but V says nothing about it.
I wonder if Marvis is amused.
You just sort of notice that he's slightly more Marvis shaped.
Okay.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna go back to Caleb, and I'm gonna bring the goggles with me.
He says, well, we have to
seem-
test these. He says, do you know any young and impressionable women that I can try it on?
I don't know, Talia. Are you young and impressionable?
Have I been dragged here instead of finding a tavern?
Yes.
Okay. Well, Babsy says I'm not very wise, so sure.
Okay, so he looks a little nervous. He says, we have to get out of the public view. I don't want to offend the parishioners.
We think this is a good idea. Especially with testing, you should be in a stable and quiet environment.
Yes. So that'll be the case.
Okay, so he's gonna take you into like the
Yeah,
nearest
sorry, Talia.
reading room, and he's gonna he put on the glasses and he says, he takes a deep breath and he says, Talia, your eyes are like the moon. How do you feel?
How do I feel? Do I have to roll a wisdom save?
All wisdom.
Okay.
How do you feel? Nervous.
9.
You feel normal, so you can respond however you would normally respond.
What was his question?
It wasn't a question, it was a statement.
He just praised you.
He said your eyes are like the moon.
Right.
Are you gonna do anything interesting? Isn't something supposed to happen?
He says, oh, thank all the gods, this is wonderful. He says, Marvis, I mean, not Marvis. Fontiev, you're a miracle worker. Where did you find these things?
No, people. I'm good at this stuff. You also owe me 30 gold, by the way.
He says,
Eventually.
Wow, you didn't even mark up your prices.
Fontiev is a benevolent king.
He's not a good businessman.
No, I'm not.
No, he is not.
Caleb says, maybe I'll do you a favor sometime. If you need someone charmed, wait, I can help you.
Okay.
That is worth the...
He says, this is great. I can help people to meditate and relax without giving them impure thoughts. This is wonderful.
Awesome.
He says, I'm going to go offer some night classes of meditation. This is going to be great. And he starts running back outside.
Goodbye.
Caleb, before you leave, is there any ongoings around town you might want to clue us in on, just the curiosity's sake?
Well, some people have reported some suspicious behavior in the underground tunnels of the city. Some suspicious characters, humans not acting quite like humans. And
How so?
it was supposed to be a hippogriff, but wasn't really, seemed to be covered by illusions.
Interesting. Any idea where these tunnels are?
Under the ground, of course. I think you guys are...
Oh no, 2 blocks. Oh god, I remember now.
It's exactly.
Somewhere, I can hear Sean right now. I hear him screaming.
Sean is suffering. He gets the
Sean has
tinge.
sensed the word tunnels and 2 blocks.
Yep. So those
Yllaxis'
tunnels, though.
catatonic body just twitches. Just like,
She's in T-pose, and you start seeing her glitching all over the place.
Yeah.
The model just starts folding in on itself.
Amazing.
I'll imagine Talia dragging her body on a string.
yeah.
It's like a balloon right now.
Oh, not on a string, just Babs wrapped around her ankle. Just
Oh no.
dragging her. Yeah.
A hooked chain. So.
Oh no.
I have a chain. Why would I get another?
Fair
string?
enough.
Okay.
Perfectly usable chain.
Exactly.
Yeah, I heard those tunnels were quite useful during the liberation of the city.
Indeed.
I haven't browsed them much myself. It seemed to be a rather shady place, and I really want to keep my reputation squeaky clean, as you might say.
I see. Speaking of keeping your reputation clean, have you finished with my book?
Oh, yeah.
Your book, you mean Trapped in Her Web?
Correct.
Yes, he said it was quite stimulating.
Yes. Can I Would you mind returning it to me? I like having it on me. It seems to be a very useful bartering thing.
Yes. I'll give it right back to you. I don't really want to be seen with it, he says. I don't want to have any sort of salacious rumors about my... And he taps the horns on his head about this.
I see, yes. Thank you very much. And Fontiev is going to put it into the purse. Which I think we have it listed in there anyway, so whatever.
So
He didn't want people to think he was horny.
Any favors related to anything abyssal or demonic? No.
Well, I meant in general just because I think it's a funny item just to keep around, just in case I need to hand it off to somebody else as a thing.
Sure.
Okay, alright. So we got that back. There's some shit going on in the tunnels. We sent people off to investigate, to do the excavation. We know vaguely where the Gant thing is. The teleportation thing,
The
right?
Zan?
We know exactly where it is. It's in
We
like
know
the
where
basement
Zen
of
is.
this former chapel.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, so we know where we're going. Okay.
Yes,
Literally
Zen
downstairs.
is quite literally downstairs. We also have all of the apparatuses that will help us not die immediately in Zan, correct?
We
Have
have
the staff of respiration.
Not
And we
only
also
do we
have
have the
diving
staff,
suits.
we have diving suits as well, just in case.
yeah, like right now the two people who are okay to do all this without any issue are Marvis and Thalia.
Mars doesn't breathe, and Talia is air, basically.
Yeah, that's my point. So like they can.
I can hold my breath indefinitely
For
as
quite a
until
long time.
until incapacitated.
Yes,
So
quite
Yeah.
quite a time.
I mean,
Long enough.
Any of the staff of respiration?
yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, who is going to be... Talia, do you have other spells that are going to be unusable if you are concentrating on the Staff of Respiration? Are you going to
So-
be hindered in the spells that you are going to be able to unable to manage?
Well, that's an external object. Would you even have to have a
it-
concentration for it?
Yes, it literally says under it
It's-
requires concentration to make
Oh,
a
okay.
sphere of breathable air.
To make the air cut.
Correct.
Yeah. Is it the same concentration as like a concentration spell concentration?
That's what I would assume. Yes.
Oh.
That's
Well,
why I asked.
in that case, I can barely do anything then. All I
'Cause
can do
the-
is hold
Because
it,
the
like,
problem is me too.
Yeah.
Blast.
The problem is also same. Yeah.
because as a Hexblade, I can't even
Yeah.
do my normal
Your
attacks
normal
with the
attacks, yeah.
staff.
You could hire.
So I
Charles,
mean-
what were you saying?
You could try to hire an NPC caster to carry it for you.
That sounds like a bad idea. As much as yeah, that is true. I
Did
have
Mackie ever make her simulacrum?
I
I-
mean,
I have some non whatchamacallit spells, and I also do have what am I thinking? I do have ways of fighting without it, like without casting spells. So
But the problem is that you need to hold it with two hands and concentrate on it.
so
Oh, you
you can't cast anything. There's no way to hold it.
So I
Oh.
could only cast
wait, hold
non-concentration
on.
spells, but I can't make any normal
No, you
attack.
can't cast non-concentration spells if you have to hold it with two hands. If there's any somatic components, you won't be able to do it.
I was gonna say if it matters of like somebody just holding on their person, I would say just give it to Kiff because Kiff is the only one that doesn't have to do concentration shit.
No, it's
Kiff can't use it.
Yeah.
You can totally.
He's a
do-
bard.
I'm sorry. No, what are you saying, Charles? You're cutting out really hard because we're all talking over you.
It is a magic staff, so it counts as an arcane focus, so you can cast stuff in addition
Okay.
to spells.
Cool. Okay,
I
so
have-
it is. The problem is Kiff is not a warlock, cleric, wizard, druid, or artificer.
He's a bard. He can cast spells.
It literally says under the Staff of
it's
Respiration
reserved.
requires warlock, cleric, wizard, or druid, or artificer. Like,
Also,
it says it
just
verbatim.
just as a note, I do have Warcaster, so I don't need to do the somatic components when I have something in two hands.
I
problem
do
is-
not have that.
The problem though is I can't do any concentration spells.
Yep.
So the spells I can do are extremely limited.
So that's my problem. I
isn't
do not
terrible for
have
what I have.
Warcaster.
Yeah.
But
But also, yeah. Well, I
Go
was
ahead.
also gonna say that like most of my like damage stuff comes from like all the
From
Hexblade stuff I can't
spells.
really do.
Yeah,
No, not from spells, from melee, like magic melee.
well, well,
So
if what do you mean by magic melee? Like
just like my
just
Hexblade
getting in the way?
item, getting up close. But I can't use Babette because
Because it's a
I have
yeah,
two
you
hands
need
on a
to
staff,
hold on
so
to
I
the
can't
staff.
use a
Yeah.
weapon. Yeah, I can only do spells,
Yeah.
which takes off most of my like
Right, usefulness.
melee damage dealing.
Long
Yeah.
story
I mean,
short, what we're seeing here right now is that this staff, the only two people who can use it are either me or Thalia. So which one of us do you want completely out of commission for most of the fight?
the thing is,
yeah.
I think I will be moderately less out of commission, but then like the only things that I'll be able to do are Eldritch Blast,
Yeah.
Toll the Dead,
But the big thing is
Counter
that
Spell, Dimension Door, Misty Step.
I'm
Shield,
the
Synapse,
problem
yeah.
is though that you are an air Genasi and you can leave the circle.
Yes.
Yeah, which is really good to be able to have us not all within
I see what
20
you're
feet.
saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
20 feet of each other.
Yeah.
So
and if I'm not casting spells, I don't need to
right, you
worry
don't need
about
to be
hold.
in.
I just
Yep,
hold my breath and go in melee.
exactly. So
I also want to say one more thing, which is that most battles are probably going to be less than 6 rounds, so it probably doesn't matter if you get into a fighty situation like that.
what do you mean, like a?
Most people can hold their breath for at least 3 rounds. Or so.
Right, that is also true. Yeah, like there will be, if we need to scramble, we need to scramble. It's really just like, I think the question is, why don't I take hold of the staff then? Because then it makes you more mobile. And I am a support by nature. So for me to be near other people is good. So it should be totally fine. It'll help, and I can't really attack without holding it. You know what I mean? I do have a one-handed weapon, but does it say I have to use 2 hands?
To
Get
cast
to-
the respiration thing, yes. But it also gives you more spells you can cast with your...
Oh,
Yeah, but I
interesting.
think almost all those spells are concentration spells.
Yes. So you can't use breathable air and any of those spells at the same time.
Because I made a list.
I know
of
Wind Wall's
the-
concentration. I don't know Steel Wind Strike if that's
I think that one's not. I think that's
None.
one of the exceptions. But
Yeah.
I made a list, and I think most of them were concentration.
okay.
I know Investiture of Wind is
It's also concentration, yeah.
Yeah.
Steel Wind Strike.
Yes, so Steel Wind Strike isn't still cast shield. I think I need to check some things. Well, it is 9:05. While I check what spells I can still use in a combat situation, do you want to take a break?
Yeah. And I,
Yeah, that might be a
Convenient
smart
time.
thing to do.
I also may need to take the dog outside because it's just me here, and he's gonna start wooing halfway through the next part because he probably needs to go out. It's okay. I'll be back in a couple minutes, but if I don't answer, it is because I am taking my dog outside.
sounds good.
Okay.
I am probably gonna go and mix some tea.
Perfect. So we will be right back. Feel free to type in chat if you're here and you want to ask any questions or anything. But for now, we're just gonna kind of hang out. I'll put on some music for you. Ah, our text isn't there anymore. Boop. It's break time. All right, we are back. We are out loud and back.
I'm visualizing you guys relaxing in the reading room. It looks very cozy.
Yes, it does.
Okay, but like, can I have some alcohol, please? Excuse me. Okay, go out.
Oh, it says alcohol would lead to impure thoughts.
Are
Oh.
there like people out there? There are still.
I'm sure there's a god of wine somewhere.
Okay.
I'm sure.
Hello. Does anyone
Starts
have
yelling
alcohol?
into the void.
Yeah.
Does anyone have the alcohol?
Quick question. How long could I roll something to kind of understand how long it would take me to add this secondary mode to Bubbles, where he is literally just a totem, just a walking totem?
He won't be able to walk, so if he would put
Oh,
all of his
he would
power
be
into
he would be
powering
a
the respiration.
sit-down totem. Okay, so he
A
would like
literal
plunk
totem.
down. Okay, that's not a bad plan for like combat.
Yeah.
I would have no problem with that.
So you could take 30 more minutes and add him a mode where he just transfers all of his engine power into supporting the staff and powering it with the bubble of air.
Perfect. Then I will take that time.
Yeah.
And
Thalia
again,
sees a wood elf at the Shrine of Pan, pouring wine cups for visitors.
I'm a run up. Hello. I see you have alcohol. I would like some.
She says, sure, it's free for everyone. No donation required.
Thank you. You are a true savior, and I don't like most gods, but your god seems pretty great. And thank you for. Can I get another? I'm gonna take 2 cups.
She's,
And
if you'd
thank
like
you.
to, we're having a forest drum circle actually, next Sunday.
Drums.
She says as she hands you glasses of wine.
Huh. I'm gonna tuck one into my arm if she's in the mode of handing out wine and just
Yeah, she's
get ready
putting
to.
up, just sit on a towel, and
Yeah.
it's
What?
gonna be great. It's usually it's people feel so free. Like often the animals will come and dance. It's really wonderful. And she
So what do you do during these drum circles?
well, we drink and we drum
Uh-huh.
and we dance, and one thing leads to another. We invoke the spirit of the Fae, and we simply be, as it were.
Do you do animal sacrifices?
She says some animals are occasionally harmed in these ceremonies, but she laughs. But of course, that is the way of nature. Lust and bestial hunger and all sorts of things. She starts looking very excited.
Okay. Where and hi, nice to meet you. I'm Talia. What's your name?
She says, "I am Nadia, with an I."
Nadia. Very nice to meet you, Nadia.
Yeah.
And you said the forest next Sunday?
Next Sunday, drum circle.
Okay.
Go ahead, Nadia.
Well, we'll probably go on an adventure and I might disappear for several months. But if that doesn't happen, I would very much like to be there next Sunday. And I'd just start drinking wine if I remember.
Okay,
Which I hope I will.
sounds good.
Okay. So I have like 3 cups of wine and I'm just gonna go back to the room. Sit down.
Okay, so Talia is slightly tipsy. Okay.
see you have found
starting.
what you were looking for. V is kind of crouched over Bubbles with some floating tools, some like actually they're technically just like ghost tools. V can
I have found
make tools out of thin air essentially.
very interesting things today. Maybe gods aren't terrible after all.
Fontiev is just gonna give her like a weird look. It's just like, who are you and what have you done with our friend?
Seems as if all gods are not necessarily the most. They're not all good, correct?
No, they're not. But she's had a really weird change of heart.
Some of them really suck. But like, I guess some are okay.
Which god exactly?
Pan
We have found that
seems not terrible.
we have found that the god that Herb and Gerb? Yes.
Gerb, yeah.
Yes, I wasn't sure if it was Gerb or Gerb. Anyway.
Not Gerb.
No, I know. I'm trying.
That's extremely
We've-
offensive to gnome culture.
I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Why I looked at their names. We found that the god that Gerb and Gerb were discussing piqued our interest. Seems as if there are many gods for different people. Maybe Talia has found hers.
Maybe.
Is she?
know if I'm gonna worship a god, but join in some drum rituals, some sacrifices, music, dancing. Sounds great. Sounds great. So about this staff that we have here.
We
That
are
lets us
working
breathe.
on creating a secondary setup for Bubbles in which if we do have a combat situation, which most likely will, Bubbles can position himself in a fixed place, but we will be able to move in and out of his bubble zone, which will free us up to be able to cast spells.
That's
Though
good.
it does limit our bubble in any type of movement. For that, will it take, an action to like stop that kind of thing?
Let's call it.
I'm fine with that. I just want to know.
It can be like a free action to switch.
Okay. Yeah, you let me know
Okay.
if you change your mind at any time with that.
I think you will have to somebody will have to touch him to push the switch, but it can be done as a free action.
Right. Yeah, I figured someone would have to be in touch range. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, also, the staff
Yes.
has a couple interesting abilities, but two especially.
Yes.
So one is this spell that I feel like I could cast now. That would allow us to turn into like misty forms, and we can fly really fast and resist some kind of damage. I start describing the Windwalk spell,
Okay.
which, if you are
Sting.
holding the staff, it's a level 6 spell. Up to 10 willing creatures plus the caster can turn into gaseous form and have a flying speed of 300. We used it at the end of last campaign.
Yes. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. And then it does take a minute to revert back to our normal forms, but something potentially that we can use that when going into Zen and maybe avoid
Some confrontation.
detection and confrontation until we get to like the Brew Mother and then try to take her out.
Yes. The spell that you're speaking of. Do you are you undetectable with it? I don't know how the spell works. I can't remember if it's completely undetectable or not.
That I don't know. It doesn't say, so I would assume
With
not.
true sight can always see true forms.
Right. True sight is always true sight, but
Yeah.
You're not invisible.
okay.
Just like
You appear in a gaseous form as wisps of a cloud. I would say it's like a vaguely humanoid shaped cloud.
Okay, we're like a humanoid mist.
Right. It's not invisibility, but it's like less obviously who you normally are.
Okay.
plus if you fly at a speed of 300 feet, it's just like a little floating cloud going by really quickly.
True. If you are that high up, why would anyone?
But I will say that when you're transforming or reverting, you look increasingly like your normal self.
Yeah.
Right, of course. And that takes a full minute.
Yeah, we'd probably have to find somewhere to hide.
Potentially smack you in the face 12 times.
That is true. Potentially.
Yeah. Yeah, we'd have to find somewhere to like hide in order to revert back.
That may become increasingly difficult as we get close to the brood mother.
Yeah, so that's one option. The other thing is while holding the Staff of Respiration, you can as like a level 7 spell or level 7 spell slot, I guess. Summon tornadoes, which is not concentration. They do 8d8 damage in a circle, and you can control it with your spellcasting ability, but it is level 7, so I don't know if V can use it. I think
No, I can only go up to level
it's
4.
only- Yeah.
Yeah.
So if I'm holding that, that's what I could
Is
do
the
during
staff
combat.
attuned?
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Because we can't just pass it from person to person. It either has to stay on my person or has to stay on your person.
Or Bubble.
What?
Or Bubbles can hold it, yeah.
Or yeah, well that's the thing. When you say attuned, is that separate from me and Bubbles? Because then there's no reason for Bubbles to even have a secondary mode. That's I'm like I don't want to make this. I don't want to have to come by this when we get into Zan, because I have a feeling it will happen.
V, can you make this
Can you make a third Bubbles?
staff not attuned?
I think with Bubbles he can just do it, but for other people... Oh, you want to customize it to make it not attuned?
That's the problem is that
Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. You're an artificer. You can
Okay.
try that.
sure it is
It's going to take
possible.
time and items, but you can do it.
Yeah, it's possible, but
What kind of
not easy.
It's going to take you 6 emeralds and 6 hours.
Oof. So long. We have.
Do you have 6 emeralds?
Do we?
Yeah.
I knew we had
have 8.
some. We may have more. You know, it's possible. Will take quite some time, though. Is there anything else that you all can do while we are working on this?
Hit the bar?
Of course.
Just
Fontiev,
keeps
remember, people are dying.
striking.
Hit the bar and pour one out for the people who are
He
dying?
looks at Thalia again. He looks back at
What?
Fontiev. Blank face, just turning their face, their little hole at
I
them.
don't have any healing abilities.
It may be helpful to see if Mercy needs anything during our 6-hour wait. We should have known this before we started working on Bubbles. We could have... V is kind of muttering to themselves.
Okay.
Well, go talk with Mercy. We can get started.
Do you need help?
You're asking Mercy?
I think she's asking me.
I'm asking B, yeah.
Well, we don't know if you will be able to understand what we are doing. You do have considerable magic, but I don't know if Thalia would even be able to help. Would V have any thought?
Help with the enchanting work.
Yeah, with this enchanting work. I mean,
If you tell her what to do, she can cut the time down by half.
okay. Perfect. Then, yes, help would be appreciated, Thalia. You can bring the wine.
Yes.
Okay, I kind of just walked back in. I was grabbing my my tea from the counter. What is Fontiev doing with Mercy here?
V has found that they can make the staff unattuned with 6 rubies and 6 hours, but with Thalia involved,
Emerald, yeah.
helping that 6 emeralds, 6 of the green ones, 6 greens, and 6 hours. But with Thalia helping, we can cut it to 3. But V is saying go do something helpful. Maybe see if Mercy needs anything for a few hours while they finish all of this unenchanting, technically, or unattuning, I guess.
Modification?
Yeah. That's my job, but it takes a while.
Okay, I guess so. Marvis, come, I guess? Whatever. And Fontiev is just gonna pick up the Kiff and Yllaxis balloons and just kind of drag them along.
Okay.
Where Fontiev, where are we going to meet once we are all finished in 3 hours? On the dot. Where would you like us to meet? here? Would you want to meet somewhere else? Would you like to?
I'd say meet us at the Hall of the Gods. I mean,
This
either
is
that
the
or
Hall
we-
of the Gods, Fontiev. We're just in a reading room. We're not.
Yes.
Oh. I,
We're
what do you
still
want me
in
to tell
the.
you here?
We're just wanting to know where to meet.
I guess Hall of the Gods and or the airship?
Let's do Hall of the Gods if we are going down to Zan anyway.
Okay,
Wonderful.
we shall do that. Okay, sure. Moving on.
V, while you're leaving, V starts to like push little chairs together to make like a makeshift little bench. And
You want to work here?
I mean, no one told V to leave, so this is the
Okay.
spot that V is working now.
There's an unlimited wine supply, so this seems like a great place.
And before Fontiev leaves, and Fontiev just goes up, to, just like backs up to,
Wait, where'd I
yeah,
go?
up to
I
Talia, and
took
just
you off
goes
the
like,
chair. Sorry.
Oh, there I am.
and it's
No,
like,
the color changed.
yeah, like, if there's infinite wine, collect us a supply for the airship.
Yeah, V starts to roll out tools and things.
Yeah, Fontiev was just quietly saying that to
Duh,
Talia, like,
V
make
doesn't
sure
give
that
a
happens.
shit. V doesn't care. V's just doing a job.
Okay, V, please roll your tool skill.
Yes, I am. Shinton. How would that be? What would it be? I don't know
Just
how.
like intelligence plus your proficiency.
Perfect. So that's plus 10. Whatever I roll, plus 10.
Oh, that's good.
19. I rolled better, but
Realize that it would actually be, as part of this job, it would be pretty easy to carve it down into a one-handed wand of respiration if you wanted to.
yes, I would wanted to.
All right, you've shaved it down to a wand.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Oh.
V gets a beautiful spurt of intelligence as they're working, and is just like, aha, and just snaps the thing in half as he's working. It's like, do not worry, we know what we're doing. I'm gonna change it to a wand of respiration. Okay, that's it.
And it's unattuned now?
Yes, exactly. Does not require attunement.
Yes, but you guys do your things. I'm gonna delete that as well.
So with that, you only need one hand?
Only need one hand. You can hold other stuff like a shield or a weapon in your other.
Or a
Yes.
babette?
Or a babette. Yeah.
Pabsy in
babette.
one hand, a wand in the other?
Yeah.
Yes.
And then a floating piece of balloons that and or Kiff and Yllaxis.
There we go. We have our
You could tie those bubbles.
wand is all set.
Have them drag around their unconscious spot.
Oh my bubbles.
This is great.
Yes. See what some time and preparation does, Thalia.
Many things are possible for an artificer.
It just takes time. Preparation. Remember, we always say that going into a battle prepared is the best way to go into any battle.
Amazing.
V's just, again, just spouting some words.
Yeah.
Fontev's like,
alright,
great,
also,
as she drinks
I'll-
her wine. Thalia, I mean,
Yeah.
excuse me.
Also, I'll go ahead and delete some emeralds from the bag
Oh,
of holding.
Please
So
and thank you. I'm
we
not
have the
editing
5
anymore.
emeralds worth 100, and then one of the emeralds that's worth 300. So
Oh, goodbye, emeralds.
it's okay. We kept
It's
them
okay.
for spell component things, and it was a spell
Yeah.
component thing.
It was worth it, I
Or-
think.
Yeah.
My personal.
For the utility,
Indeed.
I would agree.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
So, only cost 700 gold worth.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
Or 800. But yeah.
However much hundred
Yay.
it was. We
Yeah.
got it. We did
It was
it.
worth
Something
it.
100, yes.
It was worth it.
You guys have so many things that, yeah, you might as well use them.
Right, exactly. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
No,
Like, we got a
that's what
pocket
they're
full
there
of
for.
stuff, and we're
Yeah.
here, and why the heck not, you know?
Exactly. Like I said, that's literally like what we get the gems for.
Yep, that is the reason why we had them. Okay.
So, should I hold on to the wand for now, and then if we are hunkering down in battle, I'll just stick it in
yes, in Bubbles.
Bubbles' hand. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. And I will slip my slippers of spider climbing back on over my boots.
Over your boots. Wow.
Yeah.
They're
I
like
having boots.
they're like shoe covers of spider climbing.
Exactly. That is exactly what they are.
Oh, we have boots that, well, our boots are more armor pieces. He points to their boots. They look pretty mundane. We haven't
They're
gotten
mostly
to use them
mundane.
yet, but we are excited to test them out.
What do they do?
Well, you see, if we have a moment, a bonus action, if you will, we can teleport up to 15 feet into any space that we can see. But we must have at some point occupied that space during the current turn. It's kind of weird. Boots of the Winding Path are quite interesting. The boots of the Winding Path are very weird.
Yes.
They have some weird caveats, but that's why they're called Boots of the Winding Path and not Boots of the Walk Straight Forward. So,
Boots, so they walk around in circles path.
Boots of the back up for free path. That's what they are. Boots of the move 15 feet
that
backwards
makes sense.
path. Yeah. Boots of the I can run out of the bubble and then pop
Get
back
in,
in with
get
a bonus
out.
action.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's smart.
Yes, they're going to be very, very helpful in this next big situation with Zan, I think.
Yeah.
That's why we have them.
Okay.
Okay, we're just kind of vibing. You and Marvis
So,
go do your
like-
thing.
Oh yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So like, should we come up with a battle plan? Or are we just running in? Because usually, I'm okay just running in. But you seem like you like to plan. So.
Oh yeah, you are not wrong. Well, Zen
Tonight
is such
we plan.
Zen is such a unfamiliar place for me, or for us. So it may be better to be less planned and more prepared for anything that could happen. We think that having the Wand of Respiration helps us a great deal, but we at least, V gestures to themselves, we're prepared to be predominantly aiding the three of you. Bubbles will also be able to move around rather freely unless they are holding our wand, which could prove helpful, could prove somewhat detrimental. We are planning to stay near Bubbles until otherwise needed. We are also able to cast spells quite far, so that shouldn't be an issue.
Cool.
So-
Or
Tell-
we send the two people that don't need to breathe in, and we stay here.
No. We are not going to do that. Who are the people who don't need to breathe? Thalia and Marvis?
Yes.
Oh no, Marvis does not need to breathe. Forgot about
Yeah,
that.
that's my point. That's my point.
Yeah, I'm still not gonna send both Thalia and Marvis alone. We all go or we don't go. In V's mind. We know that we're going to need to stick together for this one, especially if we're fighting the Brood Mother. So Thalia, what we're saying is don't go too far, but do what you will. We will be there to support you. Have a general idea of how you, as well as Fontiev and Marvis, fight at this point.
Cool. That sounds good.
Question to V, because I've just been thinking of this. Are you
Yes.
able to create another thing of dimensional shackles?
No, we can replicate, well, actually maybe. We would need shackles though.
So
I'm not
here's
100% sure how replicate item works. I don't know if it's replicate item is I could replicate one item and then that item is a thing. I need to look into it. Let me see.
So hear me out, and I'm just gonna go and just
Yeah,
Rob
go ahead.
speak right now because it'll be quicker for brevity.
Uh-huh.
So if you can create another set of dimensional shackles, you also can use plane shift, right?
No.
Okay.
I can. With
No,
the scroll,
we
use
can
plane
use. We
shift.
have one scroll of plane shift. That
Oh,
is it.
okay. So this was my plan. Like, eventually, was basically if we find Broodmother, and assuming that we can somehow force her to plane shift with us, back to a spot of our choosing, say here, we also shackle her so she can't plane shift back, and then stabby stab. With
The
a whole
dimensional
army.
shackles, I would need a full 8 hours to make.
Why don't you just take them off Caleb?
Yes, that would also be a much faster way to do this. We have no problem with that. We don't know if Yllaxis will be thrilled.
I don't think Yllaxis would be thrilled either, but my point is we could theoretically drag the Broodmother here to an army that can go stab.
Yes, we understand your thoughts,
That can
Fontiev,
save
but
you a lot of blood, sweat, and tears potentially.
yes, it would.
It is possible to non-consensually plane shift, but
Yes.
there's a role. It's possible.
To make another pair of dimensional shackles, we would need shackles and at least 8 hours time. We have been taking a lot of time to make things. It may
Rob
be,
is Rob is asking this as a player, just like in terms of what everyone's opinion on that idea. This was just an idea I kind of had in the back of my head as you were talking.
V is letting you know we have no problem creating these. We have no problem doing this, but we think that it might be poignant to start on our trek because it could be a while and people are dying of the Red Death.
Yes.
V thinks it would be better to get the shackles off of Caleb if we are going to do this plan, though if there is a check or balance of some type to get the Broodmother back to our plane, it may backfire on us, so we should be prepared for both situations. Again, not the worst idea, but I think it'll take too long to make the dimensional shackles.
Okay, I mean, because like here's the thing: damned if we do, damned if we don't. If we have to dimension door backwards after we've gotten the Gaunt,
Right.
Gotten the Gaunt milk. If we wanted to bring her with her, and if she just resists at that point,
Well,
then
we know also... Actually, I don't know if V knows this, but you should know that doesn't the material... Doesn't our plane... Doesn't the air, like, turn them to goop? From what I remember?
You have seen that happen to a Gaunt.
Yes, which
Okay.
I don't think V has seen that, but I know Fontiev and Marvis have. I just don't think V and Thalia know that. But I know that has happened to a Gaunt before, so I don't know if that's going to be the same case for the Broodmother. But if we want, the Gaunt alive to, like, milk it, we're going to need to...
Well, we
Not
have
kill
that room. We have that little magic room
V holds up
that
the
doesn't-
Gate Warden's bracelet and says, "This?"
No, the wine is getting to Talia's head. The key, and then you stick it in
yes,
the wall,
yes,
and then the library opens.
Yes. Is that a library of Zan?
Well, it is no, because we put our books in there. I organized it for like hours.
Yes. We know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
yes, Mom, I know. I cleaned my room.
be-
Okay.
That could be potentially something to do with the GAN. We don't know how that will affect it, but it's something to try. If we find multiple GAN, why not try it? We may want to
Gaunt.
protect Gaunt. If we find the other Gaunt, it might be something to try. We might want to protect our books. They don't necessarily seem to be the most gentle creatures, from what you have told me in stories. What Fontiev and Marvis have told me. Excuse me. But it could work. We also have Waxovia, which might help at some point. We don't know when or where, but it could help.
Certainly good.
Then
We're
the
keeping it in the
Broodmother
back of our mind. Well, I feel like that would be a bad decision because no one can get in. Waxovia, no one can get through the portal to Waxovia. Unless,
I don't know if you guys have tried yet. I don't.
no. But
You would
the gate
see if she
warden...
ever heard anything about it. If she gave you a reply. But I don't think anyone went in.
No, I remember that, just the description says that, it will block anything not worn or carried from going through. So, if we say carried the broodmother in, that might be a mess. But I don't know if it would be just me or if it would be multiple people. Like,
Looks like that
yeah,
language is just used to mean that only a character or
a
person.
specific person can move through. Yeah, that's kind of what I thought. But you know, it would be stretching it. Let's put it that way. And I don't think V is strong enough to carry the entire broodmother. I'm just assuming she's gonna be huge.
The
Just looks at
creature
Marvis.
She could be tiny, right? She could be really small. We have no idea. V does not know. V's strength is 12. That's all I have to say. Yeah, but it could be helpful to someone at some point.
I see.
It could stop V from getting absolutely murdered, so I guess that's a plus. For a minute. Sorry. Go do your thing. You and Marvis, go have a good time. Go do something fun while V and Thalia break the staff into a wand.
Can't believe you didn't let me snap it.
Oh, you wanted to do that.
Oh, it's fine. There'll be other
Thalia
things.
snaps the wand and the universe explodes.
No!
Oh, not the wand.
One
You
does not
can
simply
break
snap
the
the
wand.
wand.
Yeah. He just had a moment of revelation. Next time we will think, and if something comes by again that needs to be broken, we will ask you.
Thanks. Want some wine?
Veal put his hand out, or put their hand out, and I take a little sip.
I mean, you're made of bees, so like, are the
Right.
bees
It's just kind of drips a little in the hole, and there's some bees. It's like you see like the drip just slightly wet the inside of V's face. Like it's just slightly damp at this point, and like maybe a little red stained. There's some bees kind of just around it.
Does bee like sugary things?
That's bees for you. That's some bees. Actually,
They do.
they're more carrion bees, so they do eat decaying flesh. But just bees in general like sweet stuff.
Yeah, wasps love soda.
Yeah.
And
They
wine.
just- yep, they actually do really
Never.
like wine.
Been outside during
Oh yeah.
Run Fair.
Yep, they sure love some wine. Yeah,
I still have never been to a Ren Fair.
we need to fix that.
Yeah.
Lovely. This is different than we've ever had before, but we like it.
Yeah, I don't know if Marvis and Fontiev were gonna do something.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
We were going to go help Mercy or something like that, or see if Mercy had anything else for us to do. Otherwise, we could just fast forward time.
Yeah, V just kind of shoo-shooed you because they wanted peace.
Go. Nobody wishes you to be here.
Well, V already had to guide Thalia, so less distraction is better in that case.
Yeah.
V is no dummy. They know what it takes to teach someone, especially someone as distractible as Thalia. Not a bad thing, it's just a thing that V is aware of.
Yeah, how's Marvis doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just patiently waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Marvis wants to smash things, but he's not been given anything to smash.
I feel like he'll have his moment to shine in Sam.
Very,
Just
very soon. Yes.
doesn't need to breathe. Just run in,
Absolutely
weapons
murder.
blazing. Yeah, I'm
Oh.
so excited for it.
Must smash
we need to keep the gaunts alive. Need to use discretion in smashing.
Yes.
We need to keep at least one alive, especially if we need to go back. Might be best to. He's gonna kind of think on potentially corralling one of them. How to get them to go where they want them to go.
We could play some music and like charm them over.
Do they like music?
Who doesn't like music? Oh, the Emperor doesn't like music.
Well, they're not the Emperor. They are. I don't know. We don't know what they are. We've never seen one, in fact. Have you ever seen one?
No.
Going on the descriptions, they're somewhat large.
They would be described as large in game mechanic terms.
Yeah. Large and bug-like?
Bug-like is a good description.
That's all we really know
But
about
they
them.
have mostly soft body.
Yes, they're like a grub.
Kind of like a big caterpillar that you've
Yeah.
seen.
Yeah, big caterpillar. Well, that just makes me think they're really cute. I love caterpillars. Yes, but we have not seen one in person as of yet. We are prepared for a large caterpillar bug creature. But we don't know if they like music. We sure can find out.
I see.
Music doesn't work. Maybe we could find a food source to coax it. That generally works with creatures, correct?
Meal stick. I feel like this will be Kiff's
Meal stick.
first time.
No, Kiff on a stick. Got it.
No.
Oh, that's the opposite. That's technically still a meal stick, depending on who you're talking to.
We'll call him.
Saphira would call
Meal
that a
bait.
meal stick. Please, let's not do that to Kip.
We'll call him Bait.
Bait. That's just no.
It's disrespectful.
Are you guys going to help Mercy? What are you guys doing? Go do something productive. What have you done today?
We are doing something productive. We are planning Kiff's eventual rise to fame as a bait stick.
Go make. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, seriously, go see if Mercy needs any help. With
That's
the
what our
plan.
plan has been. You keep dragging the conversation back to wherever.
I do no such thing.
Okay,
You could just take a nap while the work.
That is true. You could do whatever you want.
I might as well just go see what I haven't
I'm
talked
just
to Mercy
bullying
yet
you,
today,
you
so
know.
I'm gonna go talk to her.
Mercy says, there's not much news since we last talked earlier today, but I did have this idea that we could, maybe if we gave people sort of these cloth face masks so they don't cough on each other, maybe that would be...
Oh no.
She says, do you...
Brilliant.
Well, anyway, perhaps you could help make such things.
Fontiev can try. Fontiev would also like to ask you about these rumors of things in the tunnels that seem to be giving people trouble.
She says, I certainly don't have any time to deal with that. I've heard reports about people behaving strangely in the tunnels. There's some attempted assaults. There was certainly some creatures that appeared to be hippogriffs, but were probably under a disguise or seeming spell, because someone said they went by a hippogriff, which shouldn't be underground, first of all, but that it seemed to take up much more space than it appeared to take up, and it was rather hard and slimy to the touch, which should
Ugh.
make sense.
Ugh.
You.
It sounds nasty.
Hard.
Hard, kind of
Hard.
like
I
a
thought you said
crab.
charred. Ooh, like a carapace.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not here. I'm gonna mute myself. Be in the peanut gallery again.
So on that note, do you happen to have any designs of these plans of yours for this face covering?
She says, I'd like to do it myself. I was thinking I was going to ask some of the Adventurers Guild to help out with it, since they seem to be stumped with the whole Zan plan.
I can relay this message for you.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing.
Okay. So me and Marvis are gonna before we go anywhere. Forgive me. I keep I keep forgetting their names.
German curb.
Jerb and Curb. Are they still on the airship?
Yeah, they're just kind of like sitting around reading. They're like trying to design miniature models of the things that they saw in the book, and they're trying to test them out.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave them to their devices then. I was gonna ask them to help, but that seems more important right now. So I'm gonna go to the Adventurers Guild, and I'm going to go and explain the plan to them.
They all seem in agreement. The main people there, Graham and Bethany, they say that's a great plan, Fontiev, and we always know we can count on you. We'll ask the Seamstresses Guild to get if they want to help out with these soul masks, maybe.
Indeed, by working together, we can nip this in the butt.
Certainly.
Okay, anywho, that's taken care of. I guess I will go back to the Hall of the Gods and go take a nap while they're finishing this to kind of just accelerate this.
Okay, it's finished.
Wow, we walk out of the little reading room, and Thalia has a hold of the small little wand. If we see Fontiev, V will approach Fontiev and say, "We've made it better."
You've made it smaller.
I'm gonna tuck it behind my ear, the side that actually like has hair. I'm gonna twirl it around, like when you used to do the pencils and like twist them in your hair and stick them
Yeah.
behind your ear. Yeah, I'm like trying to do that. I don't think it'll fit, but I'm
You
trying.
did make it smaller. It is now a wand, not a staff, capable of being held in one hand instead of two.
I see. Okay, so what's our plan right now? Mainly because, like, Fontiev's mind is burnt right now, and so is Rob's.
The plan? Well,
Yeah, what is our plan right now? Do we want to, like, we know about the things in the sewers right now, and then we also have
we should go to Zan.
going into the plane. Yeah. I mean, I was just asking, do we want to investigate the thing in the sewer first, or gather more information on that one, or do we want to just go to Zan?
No, we should go. We think that we should go to Zan. We have delayed this process for a long time.
Okay, Fontiev is just gonna pick up the strings to the Kiff and Yllaxis balloons and just drag them along.
Okay.
Okay, so when we go in, do we want to go in as gaseous form clouds? Do we want to walk around a little bit first and then decide?
What, how long does it take to create our gaseous?
1 minute.
A minute? Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes a minute
Takes
to
a
come
minute
in and out.
to get, yeah.
We think it might be better to walk in and see what we're going to be dealing with. Though that does... My cat was clawing that chair. Though that does leave us open for attack right away. Maybe good for us to see what we can... We don't know. What does everyone else think?
Well, maybe we can go in and scope as gases and then decide. And then, like, come back if it's bad.
Also, you have an advantage on stealth as guests.
Oh yeah, we do. Maybe gas is better then.
As long as you're heading.
We are fine either way. I'm happy either way.
I am the god of stealth right now.
So gas better.
I guess so. I mean, we also don't need to breathe while we're in gaseous form, right?
That's what I ruled, yeah.
Okay, I mean, that
Okay.
seems to be reasonable.
Well then gaseous form it is.
Okay. And then as I'm just making sure I check everything. For the purposes of this spell, does bubbles count as a creature?
If
Oh.
it helps, yes. If it doesn't help, then no.
Okay, it would help because
It would very
otherwise-
much so.
Yeah.
Sorry. Everything's fine. The cat's throwing things. Give me 1 second. I'm fine.
Man overboard! Man overboard!
I feel like I got like a
Mayday!
jump scare
Mayday!
through the the computer. Okay. So
You doing the gas form? Windwalk?
so first I will concentrate to do the bubble of respiration around us. And then I guess I'll wait till Sarah comes back, but
I'm back. I'm back.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I will then cast Windwalk and turn us into gaseous forms so we can fly on into Zan.
You're going straight there?
That
Are
seems
we
to
doing
be the
anything else?
plan.
I also feel like if it's bad, we can use this as like a scoping mission and then come back. But like, we'll see.
It's a whole waste of a scroll. Actually, no, not if
No,
we
it's not a
go back through
scroll.
the portal. No, to come back.
because Windwalk. Like, so while we're Windwalking, we have 300 feet of movement,
Right.
and
Hold
we
on.
can dash.
Hold on.
So
can
we can
move like
dash 600.
Yeah. Bless
Good.
you. In fact, the
Makes me
only
so fun.
actions that we can take are dash or revert to normal form. So,
Okay, no, I
we
meant
can-
like it might if we're leaving, but if we're not leaving, then yeah, let's do it.
yeah. So I meant it more of like if we decide to scope around and then come back to get anything, we can come back using Windwalk
Okay.
instead of the. I feel like plane shift is like
I'm understanding
once
now.
we're in physical form and we like really need to get the fuck out.
Yes, I am picking up what you're putting down at this point.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
Alright.
you guys are fully doing this, right?
Yep, we're gaseous form
We're-
and then we're going.
Okay, do you mind helping me clear the table?
Not at all.
I've saved all this stuff in another file.
Okay.
There's Fontiev.
We are over on
Did you take us off the?
I took everyone but
Table.
Fontiev off.
Fontiev is off and
Oh,
in my
he's off
zone.
too. I just
Nobody's-
so I can just highlight stuff and delete it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Perfectly
it's
be-
all
You appear to have locked certain things.
Yeah. I
that
cannot
just locked can be on. So, okay, I'm gonna
delete
just.
I'm deleting the bean die. Should I not delete the bean die? Actually here.
Ah.
Yllaxis and all the air can go. Oh, and there's no
I'm gonna use a
Great.
background here. I don't know if you can see that, but so
There's-
when you go there, it's a place. The air feels much lighter, and you feel like your skin and eyes are kind of bulging because there's less air pressure. And you find yourself on a small island floating in space. And you are thankfully there is a pink tentacle tree or grove in front of you. The space, if you gaze off into the distance, you see kind of swirling, inconsistent colors and incoherent clouds. And you can see several islands floating in the distance at different heights. And I'm gonna need somebody to roll perception, especially if you don't have anything like a spyglass or anything like that.
We have my orcish eyes of seeing stuff.
Go for it. You can do it. Fontiev, roll perception.
I don't know what my actual perception is, but hang on one second.
Is it
It's
plus
wisdom
0?
base.
+5. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, the HDR image is quite freaky. Okay, I just saw that.
I
It's
like
awesome.
it. I
I
just
love
saw
it.
it. I was like, this is so good.
I also have some really good music playing, just so
Yeah.
you guys know. I'm very excited about this.
That's a
Oh,
crit and a
sick.
25.
Okay, so you see a few things. There's sort of a river of a greenish, slimy substance flowing from this place that seems to be a bit taller to this place. These trees seem to have waving tentacles, which might be dangerous or might not. It's hard to tell without messing with them. You see something that might be a god, kind of like drinking out of this.
Fontiev wouldn't recognize what a
Gaunt
gaunt looks like, because
question mark?
Fontiev has met the gaunts
Well, it
before.
looks like
It's
a large.
just so
mug.
far.
It is far away. But notably, you see some familiar forms, if not faces.
Oh no.
We're
There's-
in gaseous form right now, right?
There
Yes.
seems
Yeah.
to be some
Okay.
sort of meeting of the minds that does not notice you.
That's what we'll...
Oh dear.
Yeah. Oh my god. What is that? Holy shit. What the fuck is that?
There
he
is a mind
thinks
flare. I'm scared.
It's huge. And that's an infestor. Oh no, it's not.
Yeah.
There's a bonfire on top of
On
it.
top of it.
Don't worry. Don't
Yep.
worry.
There's a lot of concern I have right now.
I'm
He
doing a
thinks
concern.
this was a bad idea.
Methinks we might want to just go back home and try to just seal this thing.
Now
And
we'll
they
be
seem
okay.
to be talking in deep speech.
Oh.
There
I
are these
don't
blue
think-
rays that are flying around. I don't know
Well,
what's-
technically,
Wait, the staff of understanding.
yeah, I know. V has
Oh,
V
but
would be
we're
able to
not.
understand this right now.
Doesn't somebody know deep speech?
It was Maggie.
Nope.
Maggie knows deep speech.
No, but like here,
Yeah.
the wand, like the wand of understanding is on V's person,
It's a
so
staff,
she would
but
be able
yeah.
to automatically understand it at this point.
You feel free to rule that.
Does it work if we're gas?
Yeah, that I have.
Well, the item's on your person, so it should work.
I don't think you can change what items you have when you're a guest, but you do look like vaguely humanoid clouds. The grass is kind of wiggly, purpley grass in this place.
How vague are we talking here?
Can you rephrase the question?
How vaguely human are we talking here?
You look like a vaguely humanoid-shaped cloud. So if you're behind a tree, they won't see you. If you're standing
Okay,
right in front of them, they
that's
might.
okay. That was my question. How close can we get without, or how far can we be without getting absolutely destroyed?
I do want to say as soon as we get in, we probably
We should
go
probably
behind
hide.
a tree.
Yes.
Just like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
are hiding now. Just
Yes, actively.
stating for the record.
Do you want us to roll stealth?
Do I want you to? I want you to do.
We
what you,
we want to hide. Should we roll stealth?
you can go ahead and hide, sure.
There we go. That was, I think that was the a better statement question. Question statement.
And you said that we have advantage while we're gaseous forms because we're gaseous forms.
Because you look like half of a cloud, half of a person. Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
So it's more like if there's anything in between you and something else, it's hard to see.
It's easier to be stealthy. I got a 17.
I got 19.
Oh,
Yay.
nice.
And there's one
do
thing I
you-
forgot to mention.
Give me a roll for bubbles too. I'm happy.
There
what was
is
that sound?
It was a portal. Oh, bubbles
it's-
didn't do great.
Yeah. Okay.
A 29 from me, Charles.
A 29. Nice.
Whoa.
Each portal seems to have some sort of pedestal or machine next to it.
Whoa. I love it.
This is cool.
Love it so damn much. These portals are so cool. I hate that gaunt question mark. When I get close to it, I hate it so much.
It's very detailed.
Yeah, oh god, it's awful. It's huge.
Looking at the portal behind us, are there any? So I remember Bethany said something like, there was symbols that match those like gate keys that we have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They were supposed to. They mentioned that there were the symbols that match the gate keys in here somewhere.
There is some kind of a slot that looks like you could insert one of those special stabs into it.
Okay.
If you want to try it, you can certainly do it, or you could try to investigate it by doing something else.
Well, we can't stick anything in there now because we're
Gas.
That's right.
We can
The
we
people
can
in
stick our
front of you-
gaseous fingers in it.
But it's
Right.
more kind of like through it. Anyway, but yeah.
I'm gonna put us behind the tree so we're like
Yeah.
actually
Hiding.
hiding.
Did everyone else roll stealth?
Yeah, I did. I
Fontiev
rolled
and Marvis?
I rolled the 29.
Marvis, what's your stealth?
What's my what?
Stealth.
Yeah.
Stealth.
Health?
Stealth.
Oh, stealth.
Elf.
I thought you were saying stale. I was like,
Stealth.
what stale?
No, I was saying stealth. I was saying it with an accent, sorry.
And we have advantage because we
yes,
are.
you have
yes.
advantage because you're a mist. Fine,
Yep.
gentle mist of metal mist, if you will.
6.
6.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Rolled
I
a
mean, the
5
rest
and
of us
4.
rolled pretty damn good, so. Wow. Why is it that you can't roll anything? Literally ever.
I roll when it counts, and that's during fights.
That's true. You roll real good in fights generally, or you roll like
Yeah.
no. I'm the one who rolls poo-poo garbage in fights. Oh well. You know we got there. Okay. Well. The 2 platforms that are here and here, do they not have any trees on them?
These things are just passing clouds below you.
Oh, they're clouds. Okay. Oh,
How
I
close
see
do you
that.
get to the trees?
As close as we can to hide. Like we're hiding. We're actively trying to stand behind the trees, but maybe not like. Oh, did these trees have the tentacles?
They have waving tentacles. I don't know if I can find something like that in the
No, that's
workshop.
okay. The purpley wigglies. I thought you meant the far trees did, but this tree also
Oh.
has tentacles. So we may want to like.
So
Yeah, no, I think we're like, we're behind the trees, but not touching the tentacles. Sorry, I didn't
We didn't have
realize
all
I
the
placed us
information
like
there.
on top of them.
you are wispy clouds. You're
Yes.
wispy clouds right now. The tentacles seem to be kind of waving around, occasionally reaching out. Occasionally they touch the grass. They kind of high five the grass. And
High five
Grass
it like
high five back.
like yeah, or like
occasionally you'll see like a small flying thing that looks maybe like a moth, and the tentacles just kind of grab it and pull it into the center of the tree.
oh, that's good to see.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't go that close to
They
it.
seem slightly predatory.
They seem like they're opportunistic.
Yeah, kind of like an anemone.
And an enemy.
Yeah.
Anemone. Nice.
If you look
Anemone.
below, you see something shiny from below, but it's hard to see.
Okay. Well.
These dudes are having a conversation. It seems clear that the Mind Flayer of here seems to be in charge. You've seen these types of guys before, and they seem to be talking. These two, the seers, are carrying staffs similar to those that you stole,
Okay.
and they're trying to knowledge.
The 3 stabs with the things that match the pedestals.
They have different shapes of tips on them. Different shapes. There's like a C shape, a K shape, a G tip, a Q tip, all kinds.
Guess they're keys to different portals.
Sorry, I was half paying attention. I
They
like,
must
sneezed
be.
all over my monitor. I had to wipe it off.
Oh no. That's why I sneeze.
Yeah, that's what happens when you sneeze constantly like I do.
Basically, everything is dangerous. No, the trees have tentacles that may or may not try to grab at us if we get a little too close. And the guys over there sure are meeting. And the Starspawn Seekers have staves that are similar to the key staves that we have.
Yeah.
That's all you missed. Except in
Actually, it's the same model as you.
the same model.
Yeah, it was. They were using the Tau Wizard model. I'll agree with that.
That's okay. Whenever you hit. I'm gonna just kind of point in this general direction. Point over.
Did we try to take a look around while they're having their meeting? And
You do have a crazy speed.
Yes,
yeah,
we have.
we can
very
move
fast.
quickly, and we can fly. So
V's
this
gonna
might.
not. And we can fly very, very high up, can like
Yeah, there's no
height
height
limitation.
limit. Yeah, exactly.
It might be
Um,
better to like. I don't know how low we want to get. I don't know what's below these clouds.
You could find out. I am just going to say that you can't pick things up or do things while you're a cloud.
that makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
But you can listen.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really talk, but you could listen and you can go places and look at things.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so maybe we just like look around a bit and
Yeah.
and assess.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll fly off this way. And maybe float like off the edge and head down,
Down, I think,
to see if we can go below the islands.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. Below the
Sure.
islands would be ideal question mark. We don't know what's below there yet.
We gonna find out.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, like, we're right here anyway. Why not peek down and see if it's
Yeah.
safe? It is. Why
Yep.
not use it?
You see something quite interesting.
Oh.
You float down about 500 feet. It's quite a drop. You see what seems to be an almost perfectly still but occasionally rippling sea of mercury or quicksilver. That's what it appears to be. It's very, very common. It's incredibly quiet when you get down here. But there is a somewhat more normal island in the center with a gravelly shore. And it has more of that grass and a tree on it. And there appears to be a dead person. Or a creature of some kind. And there is another fancy staff, but this one has a K shape on the end of it.
A shape.
Yes, and in the distance you can see another island.
Can I move us all over there?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Feel free
There
since
doesn't
you're.
seem to necessarily be anything evil here.
Oh, a dead man.
You occasionally see something jumping in the water that looks like a fish.
Oh, in the water.
It's not water. It's like
The
mercury.
silvery water. Yeah. The danger water.
The danger water.
Forbidden water.
That's what you think, yeah.
Forbidden water.
Forbidden water.
Yeah, forbidden water. Do you ever watch ever seen Forbidden Food, the Reddit? If not,
Oh, yeah.
highly recommend.
They're very delicious.
They're very yes. It's just things that are definitely poisonous that look really tasty. That monkey brain just wants to eat.
The monkey brain wants to eat everyone.
Yes, you can see another island in the distance. It's called about 200 feet away, although I know this isn't exact here. It doesn't matter right now. You want to switch back at this place, or do you want to keep browsing?
Like walk around here. I
had muted myself, I
Oh,
think.
go ahead.
But was someone else about to start talking?
No, I don't know what to do here.
I feel like while we can fly in these forms, we might want to hop around from island to island to, again, kind of like scope everything out and make notes of what we want to come back and see.
Okay, mental notes. Sounds good.
Because this lasts for 8 hours.
Right, because we can't
and
really
once
touch anything. Yeah.
We can't touch anything, and once we come out of this form, I won't be able to get us back.
We can't,
in
yeah.
For this. I only have 1/6 level, like,
Right.
spot a day.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so then let's keep looking. Before we go, V's gonna... Can we talk?
I think you can. Let's say you can like whisper very quietly.
Perfect. V's gonna just whisper, we're going to need to figure out a way to talk to each other without alerting the people or creatures. He gestures in the general direction of where all the crazy-ass creatures were. If you can talk mentally, it might be the time to do so. That was it.
Okay.
That was it. He was just saying, like, if you have a mental talk, which is, I think, only Thalia right now. I know.
No.
No, you don't? I thought you did.
I don't.
Oh, I thought you did. I know Kiff does.
No.
Joke's on us.
Does
Never mind.
he?
Yes.
I think you're thinking of our other character.
Oh, god damn it. You're right, I am. Everything's just all one big blur at this point.
It's okay. Well, you know, if Maggie was here, she would know de-speech and also telepathic bond.
It's okay.
So here we are.
It's okay.
She
And
just
thus
wanted
here we are.
read books
Yeah, that's okay.
for a little while.
That's all
Anyway.
V does, too.
Yeah.
Never mind. Just mindful of what we say and where we say it.
Yeah.
There is more stuff here than I can really draw on one table, but I'll be.
That's
happy to-
no, that's okay. when
No,
we're
that's fine.
looking.
I feel like we can also use some theater of the mind.
Yes.
I'm not. The reason why I use the table is because I'm not good at theater of mind, but I will do my best.
Whatever works for you.
Yeah. So you want to chill out there? Do you want to keep browsing? Take a
Think
nice tour.
we're gonna
I think keep browsing.
is this also down here behind us?
I just drew it to save myself some time.
Oh,
you
okay,
can't
so
do
we
this
can't
yet, but
see
you
it.
can see another island in the distance.
Got it.
Yeah.
This is an actual island in the sea right here.
Yes. Yeah, this is like resting. Is the one that we're on also like resting?
It's kind of like sandy or gravelly with some of the wavy purple grass.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we use this as an opportunity to figure out where we're going, and then
Yep. I'm following your lead. Again, I'm.
I
happy to-
will start floating off towards another island
Yep.
Okay,
and
the
just
nearest
trying to
one-
blend in like a cloud. I'll just, you know, make myself into a little ball, even though I know we're like humanoid, but you know,
Kind of
do
like bend down.
acrobat-y stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I wanna look like a cloud, just like. Ooh.
Assuming you stay close to the sea, you would see this island next. Do you want to try to be hiding behind things? You see some of these big flying thingies, and they're clearly attacking a Gaunt and tearing it to pieces for food.
Oh no. That's bad.
Do
That's
we
not cool.
see this weird red finger thing?
You do see this weird red finger thing. You see it
Oh.
reaching into the sea and pulling out some kind of fishy thing, and then pulling it down into a hole, where you hear munching sounds.
Yeah. Oh my god. What is going
Fontiev.
on in Zan? Holy
Fontiev
shit.
does not like this place.
It's so fucking weird.
It is so weird. I love
love
it. I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
I'm
I think,
so
like, we're on the same page.
worried, but I love it so much.
Well, I think. Oh, there's a little portal here.
Yeah, with one of those ominous pedestals. Do you want to go? Are you just trying to hide from anything that looks like it's alive? Is that the idea?
Well, we know that the corruptors are actively hostile towards us, so like I mean
This red one looks like a larger, meaner version of this.
right, exactly.
Yeah, so
That's
don't
probably
like
not
it.
something to like actively run at.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel
You
like
would just,
steer.
do this from the outside at a safe distance, right?
I think so for now. We're kind of on a recon mission right now.
Yeah, we're
'cause
just
we
kinda
don't know where
looking.
anything is.
No.
So we're
getting our
bearings. Yeah, exactly.
What I would say is that there are little flight squads of these corruptors and that kind of patrol the airy spaces, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
I should-
Okay.
Yeah, no,
That-
that makes
I think
sense.
that if it were easier to see you, you'd probably get attacked.
Yeah.
So if we're out in the open, I'd say we're probably trying to fly toward like another grouping of trees just so we can get some cover.
I would
And
not like
then-
to go to this island. I would prefer to go, like, not there. That looks so dangerous.
Yeah.
That looks much worse than the question mark gaunt by the river. We could.
You're like,
we
I
could.
thought that was bad.
Yeah. It's
Occasionally, you'll see a mind flare riding on an infestor, but they're not too common.
This just seems so much worse.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of these rays. These rays just kind of go pee, pee, and they don't seem to be attacking or hurting anyone. They just seem to be some kind of filter.
Are
of
the infestors going after them, or the infestors just kind of letting them vibe?
Right now, you see these like chowing down on some fresh gaunt meat.
What about the one that's patrolling?
The blue rays seem to be ignored. This
Okay.
one is, I guess,
Oh,
I guess you
being
could call
ridden.
It's
Okay.
being. It seems like it's being used as a vehicle, and he's
Okay.
going. He's kind of like cruising, but then they also go up towards a much larger island up in the floaty sky cloudy area.
Okay.
And that's not where we came from.
No, there's many. They're not close to each other. In fact, they're probably a couple thousand feet apart.
Quite
But
far. Yeah.
there are several different islands floating up. You could browse some. I probably won't be able to fit pictures of all of them, but I can note them.
That's okay. You can note
That's
it and
okay,
also
yeah.
just tell us about it.
Okay. Do you want to go up towards the other floating islands?
I would like to
Okay.
see what's up there, but if you want to do something first, we can do.
So my only thought is, I know that the like corruptors are tearing apart this gaunt over here, and we have not gone to this island. We were just kind of watching
Yes.
from a distance. Can we maybe wait to see if they disperse in a little bit? Because I do see that there's a portal here, and I wonder if
Sure.
we want to find out where these portals go.
I don't want to walk through portals in this at this unless we can understand what they say, which we can't right now because we can't use the wand of understanding.
Right.
That's just
Can't, but they might have the symbols like
They
that
might.
we have like the triangle.
right.
like,
Getting as
L.
much information from them as possible, sort of
Yeah.
thing. Okay, that's fine. We can do
Okay,
that.
But we can also just go up to the island instead, especially if it doesn't look like they're dispersing anytime soon.
Yeah, let's see. We'll wait for like a couple minutes, and then we got it. Then we should probably keep moving.
Yep.
Yeah, if they disperse, then we can.
What they do is they kind of tear it apart with their little tentacle parts, and then they just go slurp, 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 and suck out all the juices. And they
no.
just leave a few scraps, and there's lots of slime left behind. And they do eat it pretty quick. They do pretty quick. So there's some gaunt scraps here.
Do they stay there?
Then this guy comes over and he has some kind of command in deep speech, and they kind of all fly up, and then they fly away.
Oh, okay.
So it seems calm for the moment.
Okay. We
Yeah, if we want to
can
go
look
over
at
there,
this
we can
portal.
take a look at it
Yeah.
quickly. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna zoop over and at least look at the portal.
not touching any tentacles.
Yeah, avoiding
Right.
tentacles
Yeah.
whenever possible.
Does the pedestal? I know we can't read it. Does it have a like symbol, letter-looking
It
thing?
has slots for different shapes in it. So you could stick the triangle in it. You could stick the L-shaped symbol or the Y-shaped symbol in it. It has different symbols. It almost seems like it has like a whole alphabet of different symbols of slots that you could stick into it.
Interesting.
This place seems calm for the moment. You hear a sound. Where can I find this? And you see what looks like a rock being pushed aside from between those three trees. As soon as I find a rock prop, I will show you.
I should unmute a big rock.
Here we go. A rock.
Not the biggest. Oh,
And
not
you
It's
see,
not a boulder. It's a rock.
yeah.
and you see what looks like an old male gnome, bald, peek out from under the rock.
What?
And he looks around. I don't think he sees you. He looks at the gaunt guts, and he goes, and he's gonna kind of scurry out and start scraping them into a little pot with a knife.
If my eyes could go wide, they do, but V doesn't really have eyes, so.
And he's gonna be talking about gaunt fritters, gaunt skin flakes, tasty, tasty. This gnome has glassy black eyes. He doesn't seem like the normal gnomes. We just seem related enough to the gnomes you know.
Fontiev just kind of sways and what the fuck?
Are you gonna go talk to him?
We're still in gaseous form, so no.
We can whisper very quietly. We have to get close though.
Does somebody better than Fontiev want to do this?
No?
The
You-
king of
you want-
Fontiev.
Wait, you want the -1 charisma person to go talk to this guy?
Well, he's crazy, so.
Well, so am I, but I'm saying, like, do we really want to kill our chances that much? Someone
okay,
with a higher charisma should talk to him.
Okay, do we want to talk to him? Yes or no?
You want to talk to him?
Not a bad idea.
Okay.
We think
Fine.
that he could be an ally and maybe a hiding spot.
Okay, Fontiev is gonna come
If
with
you want-
me.
If I will go with
Yeah,
you.
we'll go together. V's not gonna just abandon you. Yeah, we're gonna go with you.
Okay, Fontiev is gonna go whisper to this guy. Hey, gnome. We need some help getting some gaunt milk.
He screams in terror. And roll initiative.
What initiative?
Okay.
If Fontiev, yeah.
Wait, Fontiev or all of us? Because we said we were going towards him.
I think he only sees Fontiev because Fontiev went right up to him.
Okay, we were like with him.
Are these purple things tentacles?
They are. It's like a type of grass that looks kind of like the ocean tube worms.
Okay.
It gently waves to its own beat.
Oh, thank God for another crit. Let me just see here. What is my total? I'm pretty sure that is.
He looks honestly terrified that this weird cloud would be.
That's a 25.
spraying at him. He looks frightened indeed. Does he have an effect dexterity to make that? No. So he looks like he's reaching for his wand, and he looks absolutely terrified. And he wants to cast a spell on you.
Fontiev's like, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro. Calm down.
Feel bad.
Because we can only whisper, it's just like, I'm cool, bro, I'm cool, bro, I'm cool, bro.
Can I roll a persuasion on that?
I mean, if you want.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18 plus 18 plus an 8, so 26.
Okay, he squints at you and he blinks. He says, "Come." And he runs over to his little hole under rock. He says, "Quick." And he goes down some little stairs under his rock.
Okay,
Come.
Fontiev is just gonna kind of like wisp I wisp gesture to everybody to say, I guess, come on.
Yeah, I'll follow, of course.
I will also follow.
He's going to join you.
Okay. And I guess we go to wherever this.
So he's leading you down a little set of stairs hidden under this rock thing. Which, as you get closer, I think you would probably recognize that it's mostly an illusionary rock.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
An illusory rock.
And it leads into a relatively cozy-looking little gnome home. Underground here. Which I will show Rob.
I see.
I moved our guys over.
Okay.
Thanks.
Oh, that's where it is. Okay.
You're welcome. It wasn't that hard. I just literally copied it. Or not copied and pasted, but I like drag and dropped.
He says, come, sit, 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 sit. He says, gun flake, gun skin, gun fat. Gun fat for deep fry. He says, good dinner. He says, yeah, I'm a gnome, and you. And he's just cackling. He seems quite insane.
Like,
He doesn't seem hostile, but he seems very emotional and crazy.
Fontiev is going to match his emotional craze and go like, hey, come. Do you have gun milk? Do you have gun milk?
He says, milk. He wants no, not milk. Not milk. Too poor. Little gnome, hiding. No, not the brew, mother. I can't brew. No milk to brew. Not on the farm. The farm. Oh, the farm. Can't go to the farm. Can't go. Oh, I can steal from the farm. Steal from.
Can steal from farm? How do you steal from farm?
Gun farm. High up. Can't fly. The key. Don't have the key. Oh, but I do. But I don't. No, I don't have the key. And he's gonna put the gaunt fatty skin flakes in his stove. And he's gonna start frying them in a pan.
Do you have key? How?
How key? Can't remember. Ponder the orb. He's just gonna go into another room.
Ponder the orb.
And he's gonna leave the door open.
Okay, I guess we're gonna go
Yeah.
check and
We're
see
gonna
what's
go
doing.
ponder that orb.
What does the key look like?
Yeah. After this conversation, could we end? Boone literally just walked in the door and he's like freaking out a little bit. He had a really rough day. I might need to stop after this. I'm just letting you know because like he's freaking out a little. I'm sure you'll get a full conversation later.
No, he has a room with a couch, and on front of the couch is a little table. And on the table is some sort of, I guess you could call it an orb. It's kind of like a glass thing, but it projects images of what appears to be very rich gnomes kind of talking and doing some kind of theatrical show. He says, ponder, always good for gnomes. Good.
Did we just find gnome reality TV?
It looks like, just gnome romantic comedy drama type situation.
Rom-dom.
He says,
Fontiev has an idea for this later.
He says, the
Probably
wise.
make us a lot of money.
He says, our grandmothers, forefathers, knowledge of the gnomes, secrets, ponder the secrets. And he gestures, and it seems to be some sort of gnome entertainment, if you will.
Secrets ponder secrets. How ponder secrets?
He says, it's hard to understand, hard to think. Think a lot, think much. He says, Scrappy thought for 6 months. But it was a fraction. It was a fraction of the time. He says, Scrappy's been eating God. Scrappy, don't think too good.
Scrappy here how long?
Scrappy stopped counting 60 years. Scrappy was a small boy when they came. He says, the mind flayers, they were so cool. Killed the father, killed the mother. The tiny boy, the little boy, he ran down the hall. Now he's here, now he eats gaunts and ponders the orb. This is poor Scrappy.
Do Scrappy know Agatha?
He doesn't know Agatha.
Small gnome, always kind of coughing blood. Grandmother to many children.
He says, And he starts walking very uncomfortably close to Fontiev and squinting at Fontiev with his completely black eyes.
Okay. Fontiev feels uncomfortable.
What does the key look like?
Like staff, with a special tip, a Z tip. But Scrappy can't go there. Too scary. Too scary. He says, sit. Not good for windwalk, not good for spell. I'll turn off spell.
So the Z tip will get us towards the broodmother.
He looks terrified. He says, Broodmother. He says, no, don't go. Don't can't steal from the milk farm. He just can't. Oh, what they did to Mother. And then he just runs away. He runs down the hall, and he goes into some kind of bedroom, and he jumps into his bed, and he pulls the covers over himself.
Okay, Fontiev goes over to Scrappy. Goes do Scrappy want to go out to the other world and go see other gnomes?
There's no more gnomes. It's just the bombs and the beams and no more gnomes.
No, other gnomes back where we came from.
You came from? Came
Yes.
from? What came from you?
Came from other side. I came from world full of gnomes.
World full of gnomes.
Full of gnomes, full of dwarves, full of humans, full of half-orcs, full of everyone.
It's very wide-eyed. He says, "You rescue Scrappy. You take Scrappy home."
Sure.
He says, "We go. Please, we go. No more gas form. Gas, not good. You take Scrappy, please. He's begging you, and he starts to cry.
We stay guest form. We lead you home.
He agrees to that as I search for his bed. Okay, here's a bed. He seems to be very eager to go home.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Are you gonna tell us what you told him?
Yeah, I'm telling I'm
Fontiev,
telling this.
we don't know how to leave unless it's through a spell that we use.
We came through a portal. We can just go back through it.
We're going to fly him to the portal?
It seems a reasonable idea, I guess.
If you can hold something and also fly, feel free to do so. We cannot do that. In gaseous form, especially.
Someone will have to change out of gaseous form.
Yeah, he seems to be asking you to change out of gaseous form.
Yeah, he's telling us switch out of gaseous form, which we are not going to do.
Can't do. Won't
we
breathe.
Being
He says, no. They, and he points up. He says, they can detect the spell. The bad men, the bad things, the wings, they come. They patrol all this place. He said, I had to hide. I had very careful. I was chased many homes. I had to hide many hidings. They will find it with spell. Use spell.
Well, on that delightful note.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that next time I would like to do exploring, but I might need to back out early. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
It's only a few minutes, but I need to go.
It's supper time.
Okay. If that's okay, it's only a couple minutes.
Yeah, it's only like 10 minutes. So.
All right,
I guess we
so
just call
we
it here
will-
then. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can start here next time, and then get going and keep exploring Zan. How much more time do we have on gaseous form?
So the Windwalk spell lasts 8 hours.
Thank you.
It is very powerful.
It's a good
It
spell.
it is, but it's very it's another situational one
You
where
can't- you
it's
can't
really
hold
good at
anything.
one thing,
Yes.
but then you can't really interact with the world. And thank you for being so generous and allowing us to talk,
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. That's why I was
Okay.
look at
confused.
things. But yeah.
Okay, awesome. So then, for the sake of recording, can you guys say bye?
Bah.
Bye.
Bye.